Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knights Stadium. I'm Steve Blake alongside Terry Cochran, high above the field here in Kingwood. We are set for more Preston Knight varsity football action, pregame ceremonies on Armed Forces Night, getting set to go down below us here as the color guard and the band are on the field, and we're going to take you to that right now.
As we enjoy tonight's game, let us remember those in the armed forces around the world, perhaps a member of your family or someone you know. Those who are serving, who are patrolling on or under the ocean, guarding our skies, serving far away on Guam, Okinawa, Korea, Japan, Turkey, Italy, Germany, Spain, and Great Britain, or deployed to Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Somalia, Sudan, Kuwait, Bahrain, Uganda, the Philippines, Nigeria, Poland, Slovakia, and Colombia. We also recognize our military veterans this evening. Veterans, please stand. Let us give a hand to those who have served our country in uniform. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as citizens of the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia, let us rise together as Americans, standing in unity with our veterans and our neighbors, and let us proudly cover our hearts with hat or hand to honor the Stars and Stripes.
Beautiful sight here on the mountaintop as we look out over the Cheat Canyon wall on a fall evening. And we are set to go here.
We're looking at some of the veterans that are here this evening as they honor them tonight. That was a very nice job done by the Preston High Marching Band and everyone that participated in this Armed Forces Night here at Preston High School. And it couldn't be any better without the RC Byrd football team here tonight for that red, white, and blue and everything else that goes along with them.
Well,
Steve.
the Eagles come flying in here. They have a 2-1 record on the season thus far, Terry. Hard to believe we're in week 4 of high school football here in West Virginia, but that is the case. And as that has transpired, they got off to a rocky start at Byrd. They hosted Kaiser in an opening game that I think most of them must have felt like it was going to be a scrimmage.
Yeah.
And it was not
No.
a pretty sight. Kaiser came down there and laid them low.
Yeah, they beat them 56-7. That was a pretty bad
Pretty
thrashing.
Pretty unexpected is the big thing. And the result was they redoubled their efforts. Now, I don't know how you go from that to setting records in your ground game 2 weeks in a row. But they've got something like 950 yards on the ground in 3 games, and the vast majority of that in the last 2 contests, and they are just tearing it up. I don't know what the reset was. I'm sure that the coaches were frustrated, disappointed in that opening effort. The fans down there are rabid. I'm sure they were disappointed, and I'm sure the kids were disappointed in that first contest. They definitely responded well. And so RC Byrd comes in here, and their mission is keep things rolling. Now for Preston, time to get back on the horse.
Yeah, that's right. We took it on the chin last week, pretty bad. We got beat on both sides of the ball, especially on the offensive and defensive line. Seemed like we couldn't open up the hole. We did pretty well in our passing game in the second half. Started come back a little bit on it, but we just could not sustain drives all night long.
The key word tonight for the Knights has to be consistency. They have got to develop the ability to put a drive together that lasts more than 3 or 4 plays.
Well, we're going to see quarterback from RCB, Xavier Lopez, and his receiver, Bryson Lucas. That's the one key that they have tonight. They saw that the Preston Knights could give up that big play downfield, and we know Bryson Lucas. He scored a 47-yard, had a big gainer of 47 yards against the Kaiser team. So we know he can get downfield, Steve. So that's someone we're going to have to watch, along with Jeremiah King, their running back, strong runner.
Oh, King is tearing it up on the ground. He is setting records. He has become a man on a mission, and they, much like their counterparts at Bridgeport, have become a primarily running team. Their attack is pretty fearsome when they get rolling, and the Knights have to find a way to disrupt that. They've got to find a way to slow the ground game and force some diversity into the Byrd attack. If they can do that, they may have a chance to defend against it. But one thing we can't do is just load the box up and leave the backfield empty.
Some of the youngsters here at the Preston game tonight from Robert C Byrd, as we're getting ready. Nice crowd on hand once again.
It's an excited group once again for the Knights out here, and we're looking forward to the game. They're looking forward to the game. The tunnel has been deployed. The National Guard helmet is out,
yeah,
and the Knights will be running through it to take the field here just momentarily, and we will be set to get things underway in short order. Terry, I think it was obvious to everyone here in the stadium the level of frustration that the Knights felt from the coaches down through the freshmen who, bore really not the brunt of what happened last week, but they're a team, and they stick together as a team, and they practice as a team, they play as a team, and win or lose as a team. And last week's loss, I won't call it a devastating loss, but it definitely forces a reset of the mindset of these young men. And hopefully it's in a positive way, the same way that Byrd was able to reset after their opening game loss. The Knights got that great win over at Hampshire. They come a long way toward being competitive in the game at North Marion, and then they come home and the wheels just kind of fall off the buggy.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought they would have overlooked that team, but it just kind of felt that way. It just seemed like they felt like they were going to walk away with that win. They maybe already had it checked in the book.
John Marshall came in here, a team full of desperate young men, and you get a desperate man with his back against the wall, he's going to react one of two ways, and they reacted. They did what they needed to do. They lashed out. And they put together, if not a record performance, but they put together their best performance of this young season. I'll be watching John Marshall as the season goes along to see if that continues for them or if that was an anomaly. But again, our focus is Preston. We're here to see the Knights cheer the Knights on, and hopefully tonight to get a victory, because that's what they're here to do. That's what they've worked all week. They've worked to reset. They've worked to give themselves an opportunity here against a team that comes in hot. There's no doubt that Robert C. Byrd is a team that's going to go deep into the season and probably into the playoffs at the end of the regular season. It would be a real turnaround and a real boost for the Knights if they could not just be competitive here tonight, but to pull off their first home win of the season against this quality team from Harrison County.
Yeah, I hope that Trevor Thomas, quarterback for the Knights tonight, can come out on fire to begin with. He's got Ryan Rosenberger who can get downfield, and he's also got a fantastic running back in Jesse Gribble. He's the workhorse of this team. But they've got to open him up some holes and let him get a head of steam going.
Well, that's part of it too. The Knights, if you watch or listen to the games, unfortunately, you're hearing the same 4 or 5 names all too often. We need to get some more kids in the mix, doing things that gets them noticed in a good way, and that means that they're going to have to come out here, have each other's backs, and work their plan, and try to do what they need to do to get a victory here tonight. It's tough enough to compete at this AAA level. And I don't want to poke the hornet's nest, but we know that they're experimenting with basketball this year and quad A.
Yep.
And I know how you feel about that. I know how I feel about that.
You know,
it's like a lot of things administratively that happen, and I'm not going to name names or yell at the SSAC, but I think administratively they need to make some big adjustments to the plan.
Yeah, I do too, Steve. It's tough when you've got a program like ours that's in rural West Virginia, but because we're in a county seat, we don't get considered as a rural team. And the problem with that is these bigger schools that we're going to have to now go up against all the time to even get a chance at going to the States. And a lot of our activities it's going to be playing Martinsburg, it's going to be playing Wheeling Park, it's going to be playing teams like South Charleston and Parkersburg and the bigger teams that we have trouble beating the double and single A teams.
And the problem that I have with it is this. It boils down to, for me, what difference does it make whether you're in the country or in the city? What makes the difference is how many minutes on average do your student athletes have to spend on a bus?
That's right.
To come and go. How many schools have kids that are leaving home at the crack of dawn or at 6:15 to catch a bus at 6:30, to get to Kingwood, to go to school all day, to come out and have a shortened practice because they can only get a couple hours in. They got to get back on the bus if they want to be home by 7 o'clock.
That's right, Steve, and it hurts their academics. It hurts everything, and we're not being considered for that. But no, they bump us up, not down. Now we're playing with the big boys, and we're going to have to get used to it.
Well, and again, this is an experimental thing with basketball. People are going to say, hey, Blake, why are you worried about that? That doesn't affect football this year.
It will.
It may affect football next year or the year after that, and it may not affect it in a very good way, a very positive way. And it's not just football.
No.
It's going to be your football, your basketball, your soccer, your lacrosse, although lacrosse hasn't caught on enough around the state that I think it makes that as much of a difference. Certain schools are going to play certain schools all the time in a sport that doesn't have a big following. But in the sports that have followings, you know, this is going to affect the boys' teams, the girls' teams. It's going to affect the volleyball program. It's going to affect the baseball program. And how much more can the baseball program stand? They have to deal with weather.
Yes.
It's Preston County. You know, what are they supposed to do now? Go on the road? What's the travel budget going to be when you have to play Capital away every other year and Greenbrier every other year
just
and
going to Martinsburg,
Parkersburg every other year and Martinsburg every other year, when I think the focus should be Why can't we get in a good game with our cousins over in Oakland?
Right.
You know, why can't we go a little bit north and play Northern? Why can't we play Tucker County?
Well, I hate to say this, but that's what happened in Pennsylvania. And now we got schools that have, just like Albert Gallatin and some of the smaller schools up there that got thrown into these big conferences.
They're opting out.
They say, I'm not doing it. I'm getting out.
Well, they can't afford to do it.
Well,
and
we don't care if we go to the state playoff.
That's part of the problem here. We can't afford, as much as we want to say, let's support our student athletes. Let's give this a shot. Let's be big about it and magnanimous about it. How much more can Preston County give?
That's about right, Steve. How much more can we give? And it's not right.
And you know, for teams that are in town, they're going to shrug and laugh about this.
Oh yeah.
And I expect to hear some naysayers and get some blowback from this, some negative feedback from these comments. But you know, sometimes the truth hurts, and that's how it is. Not what we're here for tonight, though, folks. We're here to enjoy Preston Knight varsity football, and that's going to get underway here very shortly as we await the Knights. They're spending a long time in the locker room here, maybe making some last-minute adjustments, Terry. You never know what Coach Tennant will have up his sleeve. I saw him walking around earlier today. He kind of had that Cheshire Cat grin on his face that says, I know something you don't, and I tried to ask him a couple of questions, and he was not biting.
Okay.
He wouldn't take the bait. So we're going to have to wait like everybody else and see what happens. But Preston's going to come out here and hopefully show these fans who have, again, come out in good numbers here tonight exactly what it is they've come to see. And that's some high-quality high school football in the Mountain State.
Well, Josh Carell's got the Robert C Byrd Eagles out on the field, and the captains are waiting on the far sidelines for Preston to show up. But so far, they are holding fast, getting those last-minute instructions. So.
And, you know, you look at that travel squad across the way for Byrd. Now, it's like all schools, medium to no size, Terry. Their numbers are down this year just like everybody else. High school football, it's a difficult sport to contend with from the standpoint of, like all high school sports now, it's not something you do in the fall like kids did it when we went to school. It's something that's a year-round activity, and it takes a lot of commitment for kids to participate. And I'm going to say there aren't as many kids willing to put that into it at the risk of giving up other things, other activities that they want to participate in during their high school years. So it's led to smaller numbers for Preston. It's led to smaller numbers.
Well, you can see Robert C. Byrd sideline. To me, that's a lot smaller team than I've ever seen them put out. So, you know, the numbers, and they're going to step up, I believe. I think they're AA now, and I believe they got to go to AAA along with Fairmont Senior and 2 or 3 North Marion. I believe they've got to step up to AAA. They may already be, but
yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Bridgeport lands in that. But they usually come up pretty much positioned where they want to be positioned. And they don't really care. Single A, double A, triple A. It doesn't matter.
Well, they cared last night. They got beat pretty bad.
They play the same kind of football year in and year out. This year, it's been a little bit of an anomaly for them getting started. It's been a little rougher than usual for the good folks down there. And the Indians, as you said, they suffered a little bit playing the Thursday night game.
Yeah. Fairmont Senior had their way with them. And that's unusual for that. They usually play a really close game with Fairmont Senior.
And particularly, it's a tough nut to crack when you're playing them in Bridgeport.
Yeah,
that is a venue like no other. That's what high school football should aspire to be in every town around the state of West Virginia.
I believe the captains finally have come out of the locker room for the Knights and are working their way down to the field. We'll get some of those numbers and names here in just a second for both squads. I can see number 66 on the far sidelines for Robert C Byrd. That's Joseph Richards. He's one of the captains tonight, along with number 14, Xavier Lopez. He's their starting quarterback. Number 51 standing over there, Jack Mollahan. And I'm not sure if it's 58 or 68, but out come the Knights right now, holding the number 80 of the fallen football player that just went down the other day. Steve?
Yeah, being honored all over the state of West Virginia at games everywhere this evening. And, of course, I can't think of a more heartbreaking thing than for a player to just go down unexpectedly and to expire on the sidelines of a game. But sadly, it's something that happens occasionally in all sports. There are those moments that are heartrending. And so all of the teams around the state of West Virginia paying tribute this week. In terms of the Knights, as they go out for the coin toss here, I'm sure that is something that was discussed in the locker room and weighs heavily on the minds of all these young men.
Yeah, we have Jacob Gregg, number 85 out there. He's one of the captains tonight for Preston. Number 24, Jesse Gribble also out there. Number 14, Colton Rosenberger. And number 56 for the Knights, that's Montana Canoy. So we're waiting for the coin toss. And then the Knights will be out here just in a second. Cheerleaders are ready to go. Got the Knights banner out. Let's see what the call is at midfield. Looks like the Knights have won the toss, and they will defer to the second half.
Typical strategy for Coach Tennant, and not one that they've always been able to pull off, but it's a good start when you win the toss of the coin. And the Knights will defer to the second half. They will be kicking from left to right, and will kick off toward the southern end zone, down toward the canyon, and see if they can put the Flying Eagles in a little bit of a hole here to start.
All right, we're ready. Back to the helmet. Here we go. The Knights are ready to hit the field. And they're in the National Guard setup. And we got to thank the National Guard for coming out here tonight and getting that all set up for the players. That's a nice little thing.
And finally, here come the Preston Knights.
All right. They look fired up tonight, Steve. Let's see if they can turn this around from that defeat from last week. Get their heads back on straight. Get back in the game.
Well, again, focus and consistency. I think those are the watchwords this evening. And for Preston, it's just time to answer the bell. You got to get up off the canvas if you get knocked down. They got knocked down last week. Time to rise.
Byrd in the white uniforms this evening. White helmets.
And Preston is always looking sharp in the black and silver.
Back deep for Robert C Byrd is 23, Jeremiah King, and he is very dangerous. Along with, I believe that's 25 or 15. 15. That's Micaiah Payne. Knights trot back out onto the field, get ready for the opening kickoff. Last minute instructions from the officials.
Finally, we're ready to get this one underway.
Ball's set up at the 40-yard line. Number 11 for the Knights. That's Trevor Thomas. He'll do the kicking. And we're almost underway. The whistle, and here we go. Kick down, hits about the 25-yard line, picked up there by the big back, and he slices his way up to almost the 40-yard line. They get their first look at Jeremiah King on that return of about 15, 17 yards. So Byrd will begin 1st and 10, the ball at their own 39-yard line.
I'd look for them to try King early and often here on this first series and see if they can establish a running attack.
And a quick pitch to King. King's got running room to the outside. He busts up the middle, and he is on his way. One man to beat, and he will not touch him. All the way to a Robert C. Byrd touchdown. Not what the Preston Knights wanted to see on the opening drive.
And Terry, you see just how dangerous and just what all the press has been about for Jeremiah King this last 2 weeks. The only real question about him is, where was he against Kaiser?
Yeah, wow, what a run. He just took it off the side. They had trips set up to that far side, Steve. They made some excellent blocks. And once he hit the hole, he accelerated. For that big frame, he really put it down the field. And he had one man to beat, and that was Colton Rosenberger, and he was just no match.
Ball down, and the kick is up. The kick is good, I believe. Or did they wave that off?
Well, it stays at 6 on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Nope, now they say it's good. Lead official finally gave the signal. That makes it a 7-0 game in favor of the Robert C. Byrd Eagles.
All right. Well, one and done that time, and not done in the way we want to see it done. And now Preston will hurriedly get set to receive and see what they can do on offense here tonight. But while the offense takes the field, the sidelines is going to be all about focusing on what the mistakes were on that play and trying to eliminate them.
Number 20 will do the kicking, Ryan Longerbean. Longerbean? I believe that's the way it is, Longerbean. Back deep is Rosenberger. And I believe number 23, Richard Layton for the Knights. Short kick. And the Knights lose the ball, and up comes Robert C. Byrd. They pulled a pooch punt right over top of one of the Preston High players. He tried to backpedal, gain control of it. He lost it, and Johnny on the spot, number 15 for Robert C. Byrd, Micaiah Payne, recovers it. And now Byrd has excellent field position once again at the Knight 35-yard line.
Nobody expected an onside kick, and they didn't try an onside kick, but they sure gave themselves every opportunity there to create a situation where the Knights could make a mistake if they would, and boy, did they ever.
All right, they set up in the stacked I, and big number 23, Jeremiah King, is right there waiting for the handoff. This time, he goes outside, makes a couple quick moves, throws a couple tacklers off, gains about 9, maybe 10 yards on that carry. He's going to pick up a first down. Actually picks up 12 yards. Nice footwork by Jeremiah King. He shot up into the hole, just used his eyes and his feet to move in and out of the line, got outside and picked up a good 12 yards. You know they're going to go straight back to the well once again. This time, back in the shotgun. Goes Lopez. Lopez looking to throw. He has a man downfield wide open, and it's a touchdown for Robert C Byrd. They set us up with the run, Steve, and then came right back on a slant downfield, wide open for a score.
First pass of the evening for Lopez, and he's grading at 100% right now. That was a well-designed and well-executed rollout there by Lopez, and no doubt about who the target was from the get-go, but good execution by the Eagles.
Kick is up and good. Robert C. Byrd takes a commanding 14-0 lead over the Preston Knights with only 10:52 remaining in this first quarter. 2 drives, 2 scores.
They've yet to have anything other than a first down. It's all been R.C. Byrd's way here early.
Knights look deflated. They looked deflated as soon as that first big run went down the field. And it's going to be tough to get back into this ball game, but they've got to find a way to do it, Steve. They've got to pull themselves together and try to just make a drive. We haven't even touched the ball yet.
One of the things that Preston has to do is they've got to have some consistency on offense so that they can keep R.C. Byrd's offense on the sidelines. They can't hurt you if they're not on the field.
Once again, number 20, Ryan Longerbean will be doing the kicking for RCB. In those white uniforms, white helmets, blue piping on the pants. And away we go. Rosenberger will take the kick. Looks for an opening, finds one, gets into the downfield side of the 45-yard line on that return. Great job by Colton Rosenberger. Steve, that time he caught the ball around the 20-yard line, made a cut upfield, saw an opening to his right, and sprinted between 2 RCB defenders up the sidelines. Got a good gain on that return.
Yes, indeed, got through there, coming to the near side, and had he not run into the sideline, could have gotten a little bit more out of that, but a great return by Rosenberger.
Quick pitch this time as we finally see number 14, Rosenberger, in the backfield, and the ball comes loose, but I believe they're going to say it went out of bounds. Nope, they're going to give it to.
Wow, that was a close thing on the sideline down there. I'd have to believe somebody in a black uniform had possession of that ball and their foot out over the line. But
I thought even when the ball
no.
came out, it touched the white line, but they did not call it that way. They gave it back to Mr. Rosenberger, just trying to do a little bit too much right at the end of that play, and he got stripped.
Well, you can't fault the effort there. And, again, positive yardage for the Knights, but it ends up the ball going over on the turnover to Byrd, and now they're near midfield and dangerous once again.
There he comes. Jeremiah King for an 8-yard pickup. Just slicing and dicing. He's carrying that ball out a little bit far. I think if the Knights could get to him a little quicker and They could hammer that ball out of his hands the
Well,
way he's carrying it.
Yeah, at this point, you've got to think you've got to try to create a turnover to get that last one back and also to slow them down.
Quick pitch. Here he goes around the right side. And he's going to pick up the first down. Now he gets loose, and a saving tackle over on that far sidelines by, I believe it was number 84 for the Preston Knights. Can't tell for sure. I don't believe that was the right number. 82 maybe. That was Brendan. Without that tackle, he's gone.
That ball now, the nose of the ball at the 36 and another 1st and 10.
Give once again to their big fullback or big halfback. You're making 5, 6, 7 yards clip on first down. They're going to just keep coming right at you. Flag on the play after the fact, and we're going to see what the call is. Looks like it may be going against, nope, we got a holding call against Robert C. Byrd, the first penalty of the ball game. We'll back up the Eagles.
That is scant help for the Knights, but we'll take what we can get at this point.
Takes it back to right about the 38-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 12, 1st and 14. Nope, we're going to call it 1st and 12. They split a man to the near side of the field. He's covered over here by Rosenberger. The give to the first man through.
Good job by the Knights stacking that play up.
Yeah, they got King after only a short gain, maybe 2. That makes it 2nd and 10. Well, Robert C. Byrd's had success in the air, so the Knights had better be on the horse.
Well, we said it in the pregame, you know, it would be tempting to try and load the box against a talented runner like this. But Preston can ill afford to do that because Lopez has too good an arm and he just executes too well.
Lopez around the right side. He keeps it himself, just puts his head down, drives for about 7 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down. And about 6. No, third and 4. It's 3rd and 3 on the scoreboard, but it's a long 3. So the Knights need to toughen up right now because this is almost in 4-down territory for the Byrd.
Oh, absolutely.
They got 2 guys split to the near side of the field. And now a flag. I think they got the Knights to jump, and that will pick up the 1st down. Quick snap count draws the Knights off. Knights here with 7:40 on a turning clock, in danger of going down 3 scores here in the first period. Fumble on the play. Lopez lost the handle, but regains possession.
That's a rare mistake for the Eagles quarterback, because he is normally pretty sure-handed. A little miscommunication on the exchange from the center that time.
Give it to the big man. This time they stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Good effort by the Knights. Number 52 in on that tackle for Preston.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 10, and the first opportunity Preston's had to try and get a big stop here on 3rd down.
Set up in the full house backfield, and they give this time. He fakes to 33, looks downfield. He has a man up and almost intercepted. A good read on the play by number 16, Hunter Lance. That could have been 6 the other way, and that could have turned this game completely around, Steve.
Lance with a nice jump on that ball, Terry, as you said, a great read. And he had the jets to get there, and he stepped in and surprised the receiver.
Got that big paw up on the in front of the receiver, and I thought he was going to make a one-handed catch, but just couldn't hold on.
First fourth down that RC Byrd has faced, and they're going back to the air with it.
They had a lane man wide open downfield, overthrew him in the end zone. So the Knights hold and will take over. Maybe that'll bring a spark into this black and silver team staying down on the sidelines. Good job, good defensive stand by the Knights.
That's got to lift the spirits of coaches and players alike, Terry. And Preston with not too bad field position here. An opportunity to work out from their end here. They don't have their backs right up against the goal line.
Nope, Trevor Thomas will bring him to the line. He'll split Hunter Lance to this side of the field. He actually brings trips to this side of the field. Empty backfield, and on the jet sweep, they give it to Rosenberger. He makes one man miss. Gets up into the hole. He'll pick up maybe half a yard. Good play design that time with the jet sweep and the empty backfield. Just didn't get around the end where he needed to go. All right, Thomas back under in the huddle calling plays. He'll send Brendan to the far side of the field. Way split far out. And now a big give to number 24, Jesse Gribble. Jesse picks up a couple. He was met hard in the hole with number 78, Brock Roby. Brock is a 6'2", 265-pound tackle for RCB. Both the tackle and end for RCB are pretty good sized young men. Trace Wagner goes 6'1", 215 at the defensive end position. Thomas back looking to throw. Not much protection, and now he's going to be brought down for a big loss. He should have just got away with it, but now
And
we got a hit.
We got a flag.
Yeah, late hit on number 66. Is, they already had him down, and for some reason he had to pile on for RCB. That's going to cost them dearly. That was Joseph Richards. That's a personal foul, roughing the quarterback.
That'll be an automatic first down for the
Yep,
Knights.
Automatic first down. Should be. Although they have not moved the sticks. That's got to be an automatic first down. First down. Or we got a timeout RCB. Now, we need to talk about this because I thought personal fouls should give the Knights a first down, but they're not showing
I
that.
thought a penalty like that was an automatic first down, but now the big board has 3rd and 1.
That's not right. I'm sorry. But they're making the calls, we're not.
Don't have my copy of the official SSAC handbook of rules here. Not going to argue with the officials, just going to say I don't want to agree with that.
No. Unless it wasn't a personal foul call, maybe I don't know what they called actually now.
Well, it was a late hit. I mean, it happened after the whistle, so if that's not kind of an egregious personal foul. Well, not sure. The students aren't sure. They're talking it over. They're huddled down here. They're not happy about that call.
Nope.
I don't want to know what the officials are hearing from the student section. And the Knights retake the field here now, having talked it over.
And now it's 4th and 1. It was 3rd and 1. Now it's 4th and 1, and we're going for it in our own, inside our own 35-yard line. Now, they did not get the first down. Unless where it's marked, they did not get the first down. The stick is way over the yard marker. So I would say it's 1st and 10 for RCB.
Nose of the ball right on the 35-yard line.
Coach Tennant seems to think it's first down, but now they're going to measure. And it's not. Unless I'm not seeing. It was pretty close to that yard marker. I think we missed it by an inch or two.
Here comes the crew that knows for sure.
Yeah.
They got to make the long trip all the way across here. Make it worth our while, guys.
I think we got a bad spot.
Oh, I think we got it by the nose of the ball.
Yes, we did.
See, Coach Tennant knew exactly what was going on down there, Terry.
Well, that's a big first down for the Knights.
4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in this first period. And that is huge right there by just a little less than half the length of the ball.
Now we got to do something with it.
Well, you got to continue. Got to keep marching over midfield and on to the end zone.
Brendan split to the near side to give it to Gribble. Gribble is stuffed right in the hole. No yardage, no pickup. 51 on the tackle, along with big number 78. He's all over the field. That's Brock Roby.
Yeah, what they lack in numbers, they make up for in size and
yeah, they've got some
determination.
Good size. Jack Mollahan's 5'11", 240, and that Roby kid, he goes 6'2", 265. So that's pretty good inside defensive line. They look downfield and they got a man open. Rosenberger, here he goes. A beautiful pass down all the way. He is touchdown. Colton Rosenberger.
No laundry on the field and a big play for Preston right there. Exactly what they wanted to do, get that ball in the end zone. Now, I would have been satisfied with a nice long drive with that at the end of it, but hey, we'll take the big play.
Now the officials are discussing something at the 35-yard line, and there is a penalty flag down.
Where'd that come from?
I did not see it.
Obviously out of somebody's back pocket.
Now we got well, that's against Byrd, so that should, they will decline the penalty, and we will have a touchdown. What a job by Trevor Thomas to find Colton Rosenberger streaking down the middle of the field for a score, and he put it right where it needed to be. Dropped it right in the pocket.
Nice adjustment by Rosenberger after the catch. Stayed in the clear there, took a look around, saw how much room he had to run, and wasted no time scooting down to the south end zone here at Knights Stadium. So Preston now will set up to try and add the extra point.
Kick is up. Kick is no good. Boy, it looked good from here, Steve. I thought it got inside the uprights.
That's what I thought down on the other end. It's the angles. The angles wreak havoc with you from up here in the press box, but down low there, you can see that one was no good. So with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in period number one, it's been an eventful start 2 quick touchdowns by Byrd and the never say die Preston Knights. Coming back with a big play of their own from midfield, from beyond midfield. Driving it into the south end zone here at Knight Stadium, putting their first 6 of the evening on the board, and it's a 14-6 contest as we get set to kick this one away.
Well, we got a little life.
Now that penalty is going to be assessed on the kick, Terry. So this puts the Knights with the 15-yard mark off for the personal foul at the R.C. Byrd 45-yard line to kick.
What's wrong with...
Preston will hopefully be able to take advantage of this situation and pin the Flying Eagles back way deep on the perch here in the southern end. I'm not voting for any trickeration here, but if you're kicking from their 45-yard line, that might be the time to try something.
That's exactly what they did, and we got a bounce, but they fell on it. I thought that thing was going to kick back and we were going to get it. I'm not sure what happened. But
well, you can't fault the effort there, and you can't fault the idea of trying that, because you don't often get to kick from the opponent's 45. They gave us that gift, and they're probably relatively back in the position they would have been in if we'd have kicked it deep. So no harm done there. They'll take over, nose of the ball at the 26-yard line, and Preston will try to snuff out their ground game real quick.
All right, here we go. Lopez takes it on a sweep and on his own, and he's got blocking downfield. And I believe we're going to see a flag come in for a horse collar tackle right at the end of that. That is going to...
well, they're going to get back all the yardage that got marked off on that kickoff.
Yes, they are.
Now we really would have been better to have recovered that one.
Yeah, that's a big 15-yard penalty at the end of that play.
Yep, things have a way of evening out. I don't think we're quite back to even yet, but they're marking that off. Is that 15? He's still walking.
Yeah. Well, Knight's got to stiffen up again right now. They can't let him get in the end zone here into this first quarter. Got to keep that momentum. All right. Lopez in the shotgun. He's flanked by big number 23. And a timeout called by RCB.
Well, use them if you got them, and they're using them.
Look into the huddle, Preston Knights. I like the gray helmets this year, Steve.
Yeah, that evokes a different look for Preston, and I like it as well. It gives them just a little bit of a muted touch of color to the unis, and makes them stand out there all the more on the field. Right now, what stands out to me in this huddle, you see the focus in the drive, and you see the fire starting to come back into the eyes of these Preston Knights. Hopefully, they can go out on the field and use that to make something good happen. A turnover would be real nice at this point. And you can bet Lopez is going to check and see where Mr. Rosenberger is.
All right, he's looking deep. Now he changes, and he's just going to take off on his own. Oh, nice. 2 cuts. Downfield goes Lopez, and a saving tackle. I believe Rosenberger over there finally brings him down, or he would have scored. What a job by Xavier Lopez. Boy, he didn't have a receiver that he liked downfield, and he just shot right up the middle on a quarterback keeper. Made a couple men miss. And off to the races he went.
And just like that, it's 1st and 10 again for the Flying Eagles.
Give this time to the halfback. He dances up into the hole. Nice job by the Knights defense. Number 31, Townsend gets in there.
Well, that hole opened.
And 85 on that play.
Yeah, that hole opened quickly and it closed quickly.
Jacob Gregg also on the stop. So it's now 2nd down, long 9 yards to go. They can get a 1st down inside, and here we go. And that's going to score all the way. He walks into the end zone.
Just a little too much room out there on the wide side.
Yeah, they found
that play.
They found an opening on that left side of the Knight defense. Just blew him away, and he walked into the end zone. Jeremiah King. So Byrd comes right back after the big play by the Knights and takes command once again. Kick is up, and kick is good.
And just that easily, RC Byrd puts their 21st point on the board here with 2:01 remaining.
Well, have we put it up?
It's just quarter number 1.
Right now, they have not put it up.
Well, they signaled it good.
I thought they did. Now
there it is.
Just a little late.
Yeah, the clock operator was giving them an opportunity to renege on that.
Yeah.
21-6 the score here at Knight Stadium. And down on the field, Preston taking a knee in the huddle here and talking
we
things
have a
over.
player down on the field.
Yeah.
One of the Knights players, I believe.
Coming into fall, but still pretty warm out here. And that could be anything from a cramp to something a little more serious, and hopefully it's not a big deal. But
shot of the RCB squad. Everybody's down, and I hope that young man, oh, it's an RCB player that's down. And he's going to get up. That's good.
Yep, Mom and Dad are always happy when they get up and walk off.
Couldn't tell
especially Mom. Mom never likes the injuries.
That's number 68. He's been a big player tonight for them.
Yeah, he's walking a little bit stiff-legged there.
Jonathan Arnold.
Hopefully Mr. Arnold will go to the sidelines, have a little consult with the trainers, and we'll see him back.
He's only a sophomore. He's 5'7", 190 pounds.
Pretty stout young man for a sophomore.
That's right.
They didn't make sophomores that big when I was a kid. We were skinny little 130-pound guys when we were sophomores.
All right, Byrd kicking off, and there must have been a penalty on that play also, because they're going to kick off from
they're kicking
Preston
from the 45. Well, this is probably going to turn into another one of those pooch affairs. They did so well with the first one.
Longer beam comes to the line, and kick is away. He's going to kick it deep this time into the end zone. Knights will allow the touchback, and we'll take the ball at the 25. No, up to 20.
Preston on their last possession, doing pretty good moving the ball at times, Terry, and hopefully they can keep that rolling here.
Well, we'll see if they allow Colton Rosenberger to streak down through the center of the field now. They've got a deep safety back there in Jeremiah King. All right, to give to number 31 for the Knights. Nice job. Gets a couple yards, hard run. That's J.J. Townsend.
Not a name that you've heard too much yet this season, but nice to see some of the other young men getting in off the sideline and getting some reps and getting some time out here. No secret that the Knights don't boast a huge roster, Terry. Like to see them all get the opportunity to show what they can do.
All right, they flank Brendan to the near side of the field. They look to give it to Gribble. Gribble's looking for a hole, but there's nothing. He's gang tackled by 4 Byrd players. Jesse's getting a little frustrated right now, and we got a Knight player down on the field. So we got an official timeout with 24.4 ticks on the clock here in the first period, with the Robert C Byrd Eagles leading by a score of 21-6 over our Preston Knights. I think that was 36 coming off the field for the Knights. That was Cole Lovejoy. He comes off on his own power. He'll be all right. They'll check him.
Shaking his head a little bit. I don't know if that was I got my bell rung a little bit shake, or no, I'm okay, put me back in.
Probably a little bit of both.
Probably so.
Trainers are looking. All right, here we go again. They're looking deep, and they've got a man down there. Rosenberger once again has plenty of room. The ball just aired out a little bit too high, or he would have been gone. Another long pass to Colton Rosenberger from Trevor Thomas.
Great adjustment again by Rosenberger to make the catch right at the 40-yard line there, where he's brought down with just 10 seconds remaining in the period, and I think that's going to be all for quarter number 1, as these two teams are going to let time expire. So with that, we'll take a brief break before we expire up here in the booth, and take you to these messages from the fine folks that bring you Preston Knight varsity football all season long. And we'll be right back with more from Knight Stadium right after these messages.
From humble beginnings, Stone Paving has emerged as one of the premier paving companies in the region. Stone Paving has been doing business for nearly 20 years and provides asphalt paving services to residential, commercial, and highway customers. They're pre-qualified with the West Virginia Department of Highways and have a history of meeting the most demanding schedules. Stone Paving has equipment and personnel that can complete any project, and they're committed to providing quality service at a competitive price. When you're planning your next project, call Stone Paving.
The Transitional Care Program at Preston Memorial Hospital is an alternative for acute patients who need a little extra help before returning home. Services include physical, occupational, and speech therapy, patient and family education, personal care assistance, individualized care plans with daily activities, and 24-hour nursing care. Our team works to ensure a smooth return to independent living. For more information on the Transitional Care Program at Preston Memorial Hospital, visit us online or call 304-791-3733.
Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank, too, with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery. Become part of the family at Preston Family Pharmacy. It's not just their name, it's their philosophy. They treat you like family.
Whether you've just left the hospital or a routine checkup, make Preston Family Pharmacy your neighborhood pharmacy your next stop. The friendly professional staff at Preston Family Pharmacy will make sure that you get the time and attention you deserve for all your pharmacy needs. Preston Family Pharmacy is currently accepting all patients.
Preston Family Pharmacy, Route 7 across from Walmart, Kingwood. They'll take care of you like family.
Kent and Melissa with Delano's Furniture and Mattress. Celebrate the new year with us by saving big on our double-sided made in West Virginia mattress sets.
Yesterday's quality meets today's technology. A mattress you can flip. It'll last you year after year.
Come experience the Delano's difference.
The Delano's difference. The Delano's difference.
We also have adjustable beds.
Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3.
Buck! What do you think you're doing?
I'm just trying to teach these ladies how to play football.
You leave those girls alone and get back to work.
But they want to play.
Hi, Buck! You better get in there and get my winter treads on and check my brakes and change the oil. We have to get to the Preston High football game, you fool!
Rainbow Tire, the tire lady takes care of me.
All right, we're back in for second quarter action as the RCB Byrd Eagles lead by a score of 21-6 over our Preston Knights. But the Knights have the ball. Give this time to Rosenberger. Rosenberger makes two-man miss, gets the outside edge, and he'll pick up 4 or 5 yards. A good job by Colton Rosenberger.
Running into the sideline over here on the short side, right in front of the Knights bench. And the players and coaches alike patting him on the helmet saying, go back and get some more. Good job, Colton. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Knights. Nose of the ball at the 34-yard line.
All right, they bring Jesse Gribble back in. He stands beside Trevor Thomas. Thomas back deep, looking downfield, and he's going to throw deep once again into coverage, and they bat it away. That's a good coverage, that downfield by number 3, Bryson Lucas.
Good looking throw by Thomas, but he just couldn't quite thread the needle there through double coverage.
He's trying to get the ball to Jackson Lewis. Jackson Lewis, he's a junior, 5'7", 137-pound flanker.
Yeah, that'll keep the Byrd defense honest.
Brendan split to the far side of the field for the Knights. They haven't targeted him yet. He's a tall, wide receiver. Now the pitch to Gribble. Gribble looks for a hole, puts his head down and tries to pick up the first down, and it's going to be close. Good read that time by Gribble as he shot into the line. He saw a little opening, and instead of slowing down, he just put his head down and drilled it. Tried to pick up that first down, but he's going to be a little bit short. They marked him back about a yard.
Yeah, they're going for where the knee went down. That's going to be 4th and a short 1. And Preston obviously going to come out here and try to power this ball for another first down here and keep the drive going.
And they give him the first down.
That was a good sequence of plays by Preston coming out of the timeout there, Terry. Nice job moving that ball down inside the 30-yard line down to the 29 where it's 1st and 10.
All right. Here we go. It's going to set the Knights back about 5 yards. Legal motion. Legal procedure against Preston. We'll make it 1st and 15.
And that's just a mental mistake, and those are the things the Knights really can eliminate if they'll just do it, just concentrate and focus.
Okay. Trevor Thomas, he's flanked by Jesse Gribble. He's got trips to the far side of the field. Here we go. He's looking down. He got a slant. Oh, missed it. And now we've got a flag. I believe we're going to get a hold against one of the Preston receivers. He prevented the interception by holding the guy down, so he couldn't make the interception.
Well, I think at this point you might take the penalty over the turnover.
That's right. That's good.
So that's
good, smart play.
Good heads-up play.
He had the slant just right off the receiver's hands, and the ball flipped up in the air. And the only thing, the RCB player would have intercepted it, but smart move by the Knight defender to keep him.
And we're not going to say his name.
No, I'm not going to say his name. Coach already knows who he is. Byrd playing 3 and 4 deep now. They're not going to get beat on that long pass. So Knights are going to have to hit a few of these slants. But here we go deep once again, and there should have been a flag for interference. They were hand-checking each other. Rosenberger and number 5, Harmon.
I'm not sure who initiated what there, but there should have been a flag one way or the other.
Yeah, it was definitely interference, and that we didn't get the call.
And Byrd didn't get it either.
Rosenberger was being held downfield, just didn't get away. Okay, we're going to split 85 for the Knights, or 84. Riffle way out to the far side of the field. Thomas looks to throw. He scrambles out of the pocket. Now he's going to have to throw it away. And he was under attack by big number 78. Brock Roby. Roby chased him all the way over to the other sidelines. Now it's 3rd and 35 with 9:43 on a stop clock here in the second period. Knights down 21-6.
And that's not a down in distance that you coach for much.
Rosenberger in motion to this near side, and he looks. Now they got a blitz on, and they bring down Trevor Thomas. Big number 66 worked his way in. Joseph Richards. Joseph Richards is a junior, 6'1", 230 pounds. Well, Knights are forced to punt with 9:17 on a turning clock here in the second period. He'll kick the ball right from around his 30-yard line.
And for the record, it's 4th and 39.
Yeah, Gage Harmon's back, but looks like they're going to let the ball bounce, and it gets a nice bounce for the Knights. They're going to down the ball inside the 20-yard line, where Byrd will take over 1st and 10. So not quite what the Knights wanted on offense that time. A couple bad penalties set them back to the point where they just could not pick up the first down they needed to keep this drive alive. Looking at the Knights cheerleaders, working hard down on the sidelines for Preston. Let's see if the defense can get after it once again. I'd like to see one of those close call interceptions go our way this time. They look downfield deep. They have a man. Oh, nice defensive play by the Knights. They were trying to get the ball deep to Willis. One of the Knights defenders came over right at the last second and bumped him. He had a step. on the Knight defender going down the middle of the field.
Kind of arched the eyebrow a little bit at the official, but went back to the huddle without a complaint. Wanted a call there, wasn't going to get it.
They go back to the running game, and here he comes right up the middle. Breaks a couple tackles. It takes 4 or 5 to bring him down. That's Jeremiah King. He's just a sophomore, Steve. 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yeah, this is a name we're going to hear for 2 more years at Byrd, and this kid's going to, I'll say it now, this kid's going to be an all-state player for 3 years.
And he's got a good front line ahead of him, too. They work out of the eye, split one man to the near side of the field. He's being covered by Riffle. Good defensive stand that time.
Nice gang tackle for the Knights. Several black jerseys able to get in there on the left side.
They gave that to Morris. Morris, sophomore, 5'9", 185-pound running back. No gain on that play. Brings up 2nd down. We'll call it 9.5. They split out Harmon to the near side, covered by Riffle. And now
we got a flag across the way.
They're going to get him for a procedure, legal procedure. I believe once he got set, he wasn't allowed to pick himself back out, so that goes against the quarterback.
Stops the clock at 7:33 remaining in the first half of play.
Knights can get a stop here. They're still in this contest. They've proven that they can hit the big play. It only takes a couple long passes, and they're back in the game again. But right outside, here comes the big man. He just will not go down. He gains about 4 on that carry, and that was hard running. J.J. Townsend on the stop, along with a couple other Knight players. I think Richard Layton was in on that, along with 33, Bischoff. Big number 85, Jacob Gregg's got to control that defensive end position. Keep him from running to this left side. Now we got a blitz on. They had him caught in the backfield. Now he throws downfield, and it's going to be intercepted. Good job by Zach Riffle, and he's still on his feet. Finally brought down in Byrd territory around the 42-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, that was a nice open field tackle across the way. I didn't get the number of the Byrd player that made that tackle, but had he not been on the spot and accurate with his grab there, that would have went for a bunch more.
Hunter Lance, big job, a great job done by Hunter Lance as he blitzed that time, caused the quarterback for Byrd to throw that ball early, and Zach Riffle was waiting on it. Now the big turnover with 6:18 remaining in the second period. Let's see if the Knights can put some more points up on the board and get back in this ball game before the end of the half. Quick pitch, here we go. And no gain. J.J. Townsend went nowhere.
And Townsend is shaking on the play.
Job by Noah Bordello. Linebacker. J.J. Townsend still being attended by the medical staff right now.
Yeah, he rolled over and sat up there, but immediately waved at the trainer.
All right, he got up. He's coming off gingerly. I don't know if he rolled his ankle or he got his leg bent back underneath of him. But
It may have been the case, Terry. A little extra extension there, a little hyper extension of something on that leg. But obviously, he's going to come to the sidelines and probably don't know if we'll see him anymore in this half. But that'll be up to the trainer.
Walking over to the training table, he's going to sit down. All right, 1st and 20 for the Knights. Big loss on that play. We're looking downfield, quick pass intended for number 20, Jackson Lewis. Little short, just didn't get to Lewis. He was set up and he was open.
To add insult to the injury, while all that was transpiring with the trainer, the officials decided not just was that a tackle behind the lines, but evidently there was a hold because they marked off 10.
Yeah, they did. I knew we'd only lost a couple yards.
I never even saw the flag, but they snuck that one in on us. And so the Knights now facing 2nd and 20.
Trainer's down attending on Jeffrey Townsend down at the bench area. Maybe we can get a shot of that. They're looking at his ankle maybe. Yeah. Working the ankle area.
Yeah, they're getting the tape out, so they're going to tape that back up, and he may be ready to go again here before much longer. That's a good sign.
JJ's he's a big player for the Knights on offense and defense. We need him in there. 2nd down, 20 yards to go for a Knight 1st down. We keep putting ourselves deep in the hole. And right after a turnover, we just can't get any momentum started. There's the pitch to Rosenberger. He looks downfield. He's got a man down there. He throws it. Complete. Finds Ryan. That time he found number 20, Jackson Lewis, deep for a 1st down. Little trickery by the Knights as they bring out Colton Rosenberger on a little jet sweep. He pulls up and throws deep downfield.
Rosenberger is an accomplished quarterback as well as a receiver and a defender, and he's got the ability to throw that ball and gives the Knights something to flex to.
I like to see a little more of that. Here we go. Trevor Thomas under center. A delayed handoff, and he gives it to, this time, Jesse Gribble. Gribble finds a hole. Good pickup of a solid 7 yards on that carry. We're going to call it 2nd down and a long 3 for a 1st down. With 5 minutes, clock turning. Rosenberger, or not Rosenberger, but Trevor Thomas under center. Give again to Gribble. Gribble looking to run straight up the middle, get that 1st down, and I believe he's going to pick it up.
Going to be real close here.
That's going to stop the clock, and they wave it on, wave the sticks. So they pick up the 1st down with 4:39, and the clock begins to turn. A touchdown right here, Steve, would really bolster the Knights as they go in at halftime. They split Brendan to the far side of the field and Jackson Lewis to the near side to give to Gribble, and Gribble's drove out of bounds hard by big number 66. And that's Joseph Richards. He's been around the ball all night long. Him and that Brock Roby, they're hard to stop. .349. Thomas under center. Looked like the give that time was maybe to Anthony Rummage, number 22. Rummage carries. Nice pickup. That's going to make it 3rd and 5 for the Knights. We know this is 2-down territory, Steve.
Yeah, and Preston getting it going on the ground here a little bit. Having had some success through the air, they've sort of opened up the middle a little of this RC Byrd defense. And with that, they're able to grind now down here in the red zone.
Thomas under center. Brandon to the near side. He looks. Now he's going to keep it himself around the side. He's got running room. Trevor Thomas down to the goal line. Touchdown, Preston Knights. Trevor Thomas on a quarterback keeper around the near side of the field. Saw an opening from about 10 yards out and sprinted hard for the end zone. He picks up the Knights touchdown with 2:57 remaining here in the first half of play. So Knights going for 2. That breathes some fresh air into this program.
Yeah, the scoreboard looks a little less lopsided right now.
Thomas looks on the slant, but it's knocked down. They had, that was a good call as they had Hunter Lance on the quick slant. But a good defensive play to knock it down. That was Jeremiah King.
Well, it remains 21-12, but again, that score a lot less lopsided than it was not that many ticks of the clock ago. As we wind down now inside the final 3 minutes of the first half, Preston, they need to get a break here. You would expect Byrd to come out and just keep this on the ground. If the Knights could get a 3 and out, they might have an opportunity for a play. But more importantly, they have an opportunity to get out of the first half without any more points on the board for the Eagles.
Well, Jeremiah King is the workhorse of this ball team. We saw him in the first play from scrimmage just break one for 50-some yards for a touchdown, maybe 60-some, I'm not sure. But
set the Knights back on their heels a little bit. They were shell-shocked throughout much of that first quarter, Terry, and that's when the real damage was done.
Yeah, they scored quickly the first 2 times they touched the ball. But the Knights have held serve now and have clawed their way back into this contest. They've got a hold now with 2:57. Do not let Byrd have another score going into half.
Well, don't forget, Preston deferred on the win of the coin toss, so the Knights will get the ball to start second half action. But we've got almost 3 minutes to play here.
I'm not sure why they did that. With 2:56, they gave them excellent field position at the 50-yard line.
The only thought process I can see there that makes much sense is you just didn't want to put that ball in the hands of the big guy and let him rip a long run. But now,
I don't know what happened here.
Did Preston end up with that ball? Yeah, the officials have me totally confused at this point.
Now they're talking.
That's not hard.
If that was an onside kick and they did get that, that was, I can't believe it. I think the question was, did the ball go 10 yards? And they are talking about it. And they're saying it did not. They're going to make them re-kick, I believe. Well, I'm very confused on what happened here.
Throughout the whole episode, I never saw a flag come out of anybody's pocket.
I did not either.
What we know for sure, there are 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the first half of play here, and somebody owns the football.
Well, they're going to make them re-kick this. I'm not understanding what went down. If it didn't go 10 yards, then Byrd should have had the option to take the ball where it was.
That wasn't just one man up and excited. The Knights all came off the field in a hurry, jubilant.
It looked like the call was going Preston's way, and then they got together and decided that possibly it didn't go 10 yards, so it didn't count. But now they're re-kicking it.
From the 40 again.
Yeah.
All right. A redo is in order here, I guess.
I didn't see that last play.
I don't understand.
And they do it again. And now they're still fighting for the ball.
And pretty good hard-nosed play by the Knights in there, still scrambling at the bottom of the pile.
And no, very few ticks have come off the clock. And Byrd will still end up with great field position.
Well, yeah, they were down at the bottom of that pile, but the Knights gave it a go there. And the net result is that backs Byrd up about 6 yards from where the ball was before, and they'll take over 1st and 10.
Well, we know where the ball's going. I would know where the ball's going. It's going to Jeremiah King.
You would think so. You would think this would be the Jeremiah King 2 minute and 52 second drill.
Nope, they're going to throw it. Quick out on the far side.
Trying to catch the Knights sleeping.
Catch was made over there by number 14, I believe. Complete to Edwards. From Lopez. And that was a gain of 6, 2nd down. Long 6 to go. And they try it to this side, and then that could be a lateral. They're going to go after it. And Byrd was smart enough to get back on it. That was behind the line. Could have been considered a lateral.
I'll tell you what, that didn't look like a forward pass.
No, they're gonna mark it as a lateral. And a recovery by Byrd, which sets them back a long ways. That was a good call by the officials. He was not in front of the line of scrimmage.
And again, the Knights, pretty heads-up play, had a shot at that ball, nearly got there.
That would have been a big turnover with 2:39 here in the half. All right, they split Edwards to the near side, and now they go back to the big man. And he finds a hole right up the middle, and he's on his horse, and there they go. But there is a penalty flag down, and I think that's going to come back. It's going to come back. That's what I was afraid of all along, was letting Jeremiah King, have the ball late in this quarter.
King got a little more help than he probably needed right there in the middle of that run.
Well,
and
the official was right on it. He threw the flag immediately on the hold. They held one of the Preston guys down, and he couldn't get to the ball carrier, so it was a good call by the official.
Yeah, it's going to be a big mark-off. Coming all the way back. Now, they had a 3rd and 19 after the botched lateral.
All right. Let's go bring up 3rd and 19. Still 3rd and 19. Now it's 3rd and 30. That looks a little better. And a timeout on the field. Knights going to talk about it. And as I believe they should. I believe we should get back in a prevent defense right now.
Well,
not let Mr.
The main thing right now, the coaches have got to get everybody's eyes screwed back into their heads, and everybody needs to know you got to batten down the hatches, stay in your lane, and do your job here. You're a couple of plays from getting a shot at getting this ball back.
Yeah, you cannot give big number 23 a head of steam. Jeremiah King, you've got to hit him early and get him down quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's 3rd and 30 because he can go 30 yards in about 4 steps.
Yeah, once he gets into the secondary, he's a very crafty runner. He really can make cuts. He's got good vision and good balance.
And again, you said it earlier, just a sophomore. And I'll tell you what, I was reading some of the press clippings from the last 2 games, and I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe the reporters are getting a little too excited here. It's a little overblown. But this young man's the real deal.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if he wasn't in that first game for some reason. And then he finally got a start after that first loss, but that's something we could go back and maybe research. But timeout now goes to the Eagles. They want to check out the Knight defense to see what coach had set up. Now he'll change the offense to match. Smart play by the coach of Robert C Byrd, Josh Garrell. So it's a chess game right now between Jonathan Tennant and Coach Garrell. Right now the Knights line has got the hold serve. Blaine Fear needs to get in there and get something done. They've got him down, and a good job by the Knights. Ball pops out the last second, but they're going to rule him down. And that was Fear.
Yeah, he was down by contact there. And the Knights, again, they did a good job. Everybody stayed home. Everybody did what their assigned task was on that play defensively. And they got a good result here. It brings up a 4th and 25, no gain on the play.
I believe that was Jeffries for the Knights, 52. We don't show a 52 in our roster right here. So Byrd forced to punt. They went for the block, could have had it, didn't go for it. We had a man within a step of the punter.
But I'll tell you, the thing about that is, Terry, you don't want an opportunity for running into the kicker. Well, running into the kicker wouldn't even give him a first down on that, but roughing the kicker certainly would have. So probably a little coaching there saying, get in there if you can, but if you're uncertain, just wall him off and stand your ground.
Kind of reminded me of that WVU play last week, but the guy actually got in there so quick he made the block and didn't realize what he'd done. All right, here we go. 1:34 remaining in the half. Thomas back. And a pass to Rosenberger. He picked up a good solid 7 yards, maybe 8 on that play. Thomas trying to get him to the line quickly with 1:17 on a turning clock. He's got 2 men split to the far side of the field. He's looking deep, and here we go. We got a man down there. Rosenberger catches it. Touchdown! What a play from Trevor Thomas to Colton Rosenberger.
Lightning does strike twice at Knight Stadium.
A beautiful throw from Colton Rosenberger into the corner. Or not from Rosenberger, but from Trevor Thomas. He just reared back and let it go, and Rosenberger, those sticky hands of his, made the catch. And it's now 21-18 in favor of Byrd.
And I think the Knights are going to take a timeout here before the extra point attempt.
What a play.
Well, they did exactly what they needed to do. They stood their ground defensively, got Byrd in a deep hole. That's the way you can shut down that running attack. And when they got the ball back, they struck like lightning, Terry.
Yep.
good to see the Knights becoming resilient here in this second quarter. Still trail by 3. And we'll see whether they come out and elect to try a 2-point conversion again. I would say that they probably will do just that.
They're set up for the 2-point conversion. Jesse Gribble in the backfield with Trevor Thomas. Thomas has Brendan to the near side. I believe number 82. Thomas going to keep it, and nope, he gives it to Rosenberger, and there's nowhere for him to go.
There is a flag down, however.
Yep, we do have a flag. Yep, holding against the Knights, and they'll decline that.
Or it might be enforced on the kick.
Yeah, maybe. They decline.
Okay.
So 21-18 now in favor of Robert C. Byrd with 1 minute, 3 seconds to go in the first half. What an entertaining first half, Steve, after Robert C. Byrd just kind of took control of this game in the first quarter and looked like they were going to walk out of here with no problems whatsoever. The game has turned quickly.
Did not start well for the Knights. Maybe a little shell-shocked at that initial run back for the touchdown on the opening kick. After that, they tried to find their footing. They struggled for almost the duration of the first quarter before they kind of begin to get untracked with just a minute and a half to go in that first period. And that was a long first period as well here at Knight Stadium, owing to some of the game circumstances.
Yep.
But this second period, I think you gotta say it's a split decision by the judges and the Knights, who have come out slugging. On my card, they're up by a little in this second period. They win the second round.
Kick underway, another onside kick by the Knights. Sets up the Eagles at the 40-yard line, their own 40. In pretty good position with a minute to go, and it don't take long for big number 23 to score a touchdown. Jeremiah King. But I believe now the Knights should go back into a prevent defense, at least to try to eliminate a long pass or a big run by King.
Well, and Preston has been able to stymie the passing attack a little.
A nice hit low on King. That time by number 84, Zach Riffle, by the Knights. And a flag on the play, penalty flag, right at the 45-yard line, and we're going to get another holding call, I believe. See what the head official calls. As they're talking about it right now with Coach Tennant jawing in their ear down on the sidelines. If they'd back up, we could see a little bit of that.
That's going to be declined by the Knights. So that was that penalty was called on Byrd for a hold. But the head official says declined.
All right, here we go. Give to the big man right up the middle. Good job by the Knights defense to hold him down with 35 clicks left in the half.
Preston up to the task so far here, Terry. And Byrd started out hot. They're going to have a lot to talk about in the locker room at halftime. As will the Knights.
Yep.
But Preston has got to have their spirits buoyed a little bit by what they've been able to do defensively.
Xavier Lopez, he was very upset leaving the field for Robert C Byrd. He implored his coach. He wanted to throw deep, and their coach decided they're just going to take it to halftime, and he was upset about that. So the Knights go off, not leading, but hey, they have tightened it up to a score of 21-18. The lead by Robert C Byrd. Great half, Steve.
Nobody's got their heads bowed. Nobody's got anything to be ashamed of. The Knights started a little sluggish, maybe a little hungover from that unexpected John Marshall defeat, but they're back on track here right now. And I think Coach Tennant would say we're back to being competitive.
Yep.
And
that's what he was looking for.
That's what he's asking these youngsters to do. Just be competitive and let the game take care of itself. And they'll go into the locker room here, work on some adjustments at halftime. Byrd, again, I think they've got a lot to talk about getting their focus back in the second half. As we watch the Knight band marching down toward the field, the pride of Preston County will be back to entertain you right after these messages on Cable Channel 7, your hometown TV station.
Recent studies have shown that people who complete a cardiac rehabilitation program can increase their life expectancy by up to 5 years. Preston Memorial Hospital's cardiac rehab team helps you begin and maintain a treatment plan that works for you. They offer education and support to make healthy lifestyle changes that fit your needs. We're here to help you live longer and enjoy life. Most insurance plans are accepted. Please contact your doctor or our cardiac rehab center at 304-329-3429.
From humble beginnings, Stone Paving has emerged as one of the premier paving companies in the region. Stone Paving has been doing business for nearly 20 years and provides asphalt paving services to residential, commercial, and highway customers. They're pre-qualified with the West Virginia Department of Highways and have a history of meeting the most demanding schedules. Stone Paving has equipment and personnel that can complete any project, and they're committed to providing quality service at a competitive price. When you're planning your next project, call Stone Paving.
Kent and Melissa with Delano's Furniture and Mattress. Celebrate the new year with us by saving big on our double-sided made in West Virginia mattress sets.
Yesterday's quality meets today's technology. A mattress you can flip. It'll last you year after year. Come experience the Delano's difference.
The Delano's difference. The Delano's difference.
We also have adjustable beds.
Become part of the family at Preston Family Pharmacy. It's not just their name, it's their philosophy. They treat you like family.
Whether you've just left the hospital or a routine checkup, make Preston Family Pharmacy your neighborhood pharmacy your next stop. The friendly professional staff at Preston Family Pharmacy will make sure that you get the time and attention you deserve for all your pharmacy needs. Preston Family Pharmacy is currently accepting all patients.
Preston Family Pharmacy, Route 7 across from Walmart, Kingwood. They'll take care of you like family. Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank, too, with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery.
Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3.
Buck! What do you think you're doing?
I'm just trying to teach these ladies how to play football.
You leave those girls alone and get back to work.
But they want to play.
Hi, Buck! You better get in there and get my winter treads on and check my brakes and change the oil. We have to get to the Preston High football game, you fool!
Rainbow Tire, the tire lady takes care of me.
humble beginnings, Stone Paving has emerged as one of the premier paving companies in the region. Stone Paving has been doing business for nearly 20 years and provides asphalt paving services to residential, commercial, and highway customers. They're pre-qualified with the West Virginia Department of Highways and have a history of meeting the most demanding schedules. Stone Paving has equipment and personnel that can complete any project, and they're committed to providing quality service at a competitive price. When you're planning your next project, call Stone Paving.
The Wound Care Center at Preston Memorial Hospital is dedicated to helping you heal as quickly as possible. We offer a wide range of diagnostic services and therapies to help not only heal your wounds, but to help prevent further wound problems. Our compassionate team will evaluate your case and work to educate you on why you have a non-healing wound, as well as create a treatment plan, sometimes as often as your first visit. To begin your healing journey, call our Wound Healing Center today to schedule an appointment at 304-329-3348.
Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3.
Buck! What do you think you're done?
I'm just trying to teach these ladies how to play football.
You leave those girls alone and get back to work.
But they want to play.
Hi, Buck! You better get in there and get my winter treads on and check my brakes and change the oil. We have to get to the Preston Knights football game, you fool!
Rainbow Tire, the tire lady takes care of me.
Become part of the family at Preston Family Pharmacy. It's not just their name, it's their philosophy. They treat you like family.
Whether you've just left the hospital or a routine checkup, make Preston Family Pharmacy your neighborhood pharmacy your next stop. The friendly professional staff at Preston Family Pharmacy will make sure that you get the time and attention you deserve for all your pharmacy needs. Preston Family Pharmacy is currently accepting all patients.
Preston Family Pharmacy, Route 7 across from Walmart, Kingwood. They'll take care of you like family. Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank, too, with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery.
Kent and Melissa with Delano's Furniture and Mattress. Celebrate the new year with us by saving big on our double-sided made in West Virginia mattress sets.
Yesterday's quality meets today's technology. A mattress you can flip. It'll last you year after year. Come experience the Delano's difference.
The Delano's difference. The Delano's difference.
We also have adjustable beds.
We are back in Kingwood at Knight Stadium, where Robert C. Byrd holds a slim 21-18 halftime lead over your Preston Knights. But the resurgent Knights got it together in the second half in a big way, Terry. Couple of big interceptions, couple of long, big play scoring strikes that hit like lightning here on either end of the field at Knight Stadium. And Preston climbed back in this one after a terribly slow start.
I really think, Steve, we were watching Texas Tech there for a minute ago, or one of those air raid offenses, as the Knights finally found a way to get the ball downfield, and most of it went to number 14, Colton Rosenberger, who had himself a whale of a first half.
Although Rosenberger showed he hasn't lost any of his quarterback skills, as he was able to throw a couple nice passes during the game too.
Yeah, he came around on a jet sweep, looked downfield, fired the ball down to a waiting number 20 Jackson, and made a big gain out of that play earlier on, Jackson Lewis, number 20. So we've seen a little bit of Coach opening up the offense a little bit. He needed to. We weren't doing anything on the ground in that first half. Jesse Gribble is doing his best to be that man to get that yardage, but for some reason, 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust, and that's about what it is for Jesse Gribble.
Well, the Knights, they had some big fish to fry. Defensively, they had to prove that they could stop the potent ground attack of RC Byrd. And when they did get when they did get Lopez to put the ball in the air, he wasn't extremely successful with a couple of big picks, some deflections. He did have some big throws for scoring plays and for big first downs that got him out of holes. So it was kind of a mixed bag for him. But Preston now set with Rosenberger back to take the kickoff, and the Knights will get the ball first here to start second half action.
Yeah, Jackson Lewis also deep for the Knights, I believe. Nope, that was number 22. That's Anthony Ramage. So here comes RCB, and the kick's underway. Short kick picked up by Rosenberger. He looks for a hole, dances around. He finds one. Now he's outside on the loose, up to the 50-yard line, finally forced out of bounds on the far sidelines by number 15, Micaiah Payne. Big run back by Rosenberger to start out the second half for the Knights.
Preston with great midfield position here, Terry, and an opportunity now to go for the lead. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. What they need to do is a nice sustained drive here.
All right.
Big play if they can get it, but hold on to that ball.
Trevor Thomas under center. To give to the second man through. He picks up some yardage on the ground, still pushing the pile. Nice gain that time by the Knights. Good job by Jesse Gribble and the line of Preston that time to get a good surge. Picks up a solid 5 yards. Good job that time by Timothy Wiles up front for the Knights. Thomas under center, gives it right back, and a first down gain by Jesse Gribble. That's the first down of the second half for the Knights.
Big hit at the end of the play there.
And we've got a player down for RCB, big number 61, Colby Snyder. He's a senior, 5'7", 245-pound senior, being attended to. The Knights have come out here in the second half and trying to establish that running game with Jesse Gribble. 2 straight runs off tackle. Good job by the Knight front offensive line to get a surge and get him some running room, Steve.
I think Jonathan Tennant and the assistant coaches have challenged this offense now to come out and be dominant and to gain the line of scrimmage and gain control of it. And you saw it right there. I don't know if this young man who's down on the field right now was in that pile at the end of the play, but there were hits that you could hear all the way up here in the booth as Gribble finished that run, and he gave it a strong finish, and there were a lot of bodies flying around in there, so he may have gotten caught up in something there, even between a couple of his own teammates. Not sure on that one.
Some of the young Knight fans hanging on here at Knight Stadium.
Literally hanging on.
Literally
here at
hanging
Knight
on.
Stadium. Nice crowd out tonight. First day of fall, hard upon us here in Preston County, and you can almost smell the buckwheat cakes, Terry.
We know
We're
that's
getting
coming
close,
next
buddy.
week. We know what's coming next week. Oh, my.
Hometown TV will work with Tri-State Productions, and Mountain Digital will bring you coverage of the Buckwheat Festival parades Thursday night weather permitting, and I have to say that now after a couple years ago when that big storm went through.
Boy,
we don't need any more of that.
That was a monsoon.
That was a monsoon. Yeah, we don't get them often here, but when we do, they count.
Yep.
Thursday night Fireman's Parade, Friday School Day Parade, and Saturday the Farmer's Day event, and we'll have coverage of all of those for you on Hometown TV and up on the YouTube feed as soon as we can get it there.
There's a nice shot.
Along with the Knights, we'll have another home game on Friday evening, as Preston will go right back to work. This 3-game homestand is a rare thing the last couple of seasons. It's been mostly home and away, and a lot of time on the road. Not good when the ambulance has to be dispatched. And so I think they're going to take this young man over to Preston Memorial, check him out.
Knight team and Robert C Byrd team both down. That's really a nice show of sportsmanship for the Preston Knights.
Well, it's what you do.
Say a little prayer. Hope the young man's okay. All right, I think we're going to step out for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right after this from Knights Stadium.
Preston Memorial Hospital welcomes Dr. Michael Forkran to our team. Dr. Forkran is a general surgery specialist that graduated with honors from West Virginia University School of Medicine. Having more than 8 years of diverse experience, Dr. Forkran performs advanced laparoscopic procedures of the abdomen, including gallbladder, stomach, bowel, colon, liver, and pancreas. Dr. Forkran also performs endoscopies in our state-of-the-art endoscopy suite. Appointments are available now by calling 304-329-4701.
From humble beginnings, Stone Paving has emerged as one of the premier paving companies in the region. Stone Paving has been doing business for nearly 20 years and provides asphalt paving services to residential, commercial, and highway customers. They're pre-qualified with the West Virginia Department of Highways and have a history of meeting the most demanding schedules. Stone Paving has equipment and personnel that can complete any project, and they're committed to providing quality service at a competitive price. When you're planning your next project, call Stone Paving. Become part of the family at Preston Family Pharmacy. It's not just their name, it's their philosophy. They treat you like family.
Whether you've just left the hospital or a routine checkup, make Preston Family Pharmacy your neighborhood pharmacy your next stop. The friendly professional staff at Preston Family Pharmacy will make sure that you get the time and attention you deserve for all your pharmacy needs. Preston Family Pharmacy is currently accepting all patients.
Preston Family Pharmacy, Route 7 across from Walmart, Kingwood. They'll take care of you like family.
Kent and Melissa with Delano's Furniture and Mattress. Celebrate the new year with us by saving big on our double-sided made in West Virginia mattress sets.
Yesterday's quality meets today's technology. A mattress you can flip. It'll last you year after year. Come experience the Delano's difference.
The Delano's difference. The Delano's difference.
We also have adjustable beds.
Okay, Gripple, the ball carrier for the Knights, as we're back in. The young man that was injured there a little bit ago, we think was number 61, Austin Reckert. He's a 9th grader, 5'7", 215 pounds. We hope the young man's all right. He was taken out of here by ambulance, and we had a delay because of getting the second ambulance in. So now, with 10:30 on a turning clock, the Knights in business once again. Give it to Gribble as he gets stopped. Short. Very short play. Very short gain. Before the injury, the Knights were beginning to chew up some yardage, Steve, and now the Robert C Byrd Eagles have stiffened.
The unfortunate delay, you have to wonder, does anybody cool off? They went down to the end zone, tried to stay warm while we waited for the replacement ambulance crew to get here, and that was accomplished pretty quickly.
Reading to the near side. Now the quick pitch. Outside comes number 22, Rymage. Ramage, the ball carrier, and he was brought down short.
Great.
Actually lost a yard on the play.
Great play by sophomore Jaden Willis, number 3 for Byrd. Knifing in there to take the pins out from under him.
The Knights back to punt. We'll turn the ball over to Robert Byrd. That should be number 5, Gage Harmon back deep. Nice punt by Gribble. He drives it all the way down to about the 1 yard line, and they stop it, but it gets into the end zone. Wow, what an opportunity the Knights had as Gribble drilled that ball a good 40, 50 yards downfield, but they couldn't keep it from going into the end zone.
Yeah, that was a very, very pretty kick off the foot of Gribble. And the Knights hustled down there, did a pretty good job. If he could have got just a little bit more hang time on that, they'd been able to capture that inside the 5, maybe even inside the 2 and down it.
All right, here comes the Eagles with 8:56 remaining here in the third period. Xavier Lopez, the quarterback, and a quick pitch to their fullback, and a good gain on the play. Number 23, Jeremiah King. And then a stop made by the Preston Knights, Rummage. Anthony Rummage. But a good solid 8-yard gain. Makes it second and 2.5, 3 yards to go. They bring back Jeremiah again, but this time the quarterback on a keeper right up on the offside, but we got a flag thrown in. He went off tackle on the left side, and the laundry came down.
Lopez has some pretty quick feet. He's a good runner when he gets out into space. He's more like a running back at that second level once he gets through the line.
Holding call. That's going to go against the Eagles. Going to back him up.
It's a shame for Lopez. That's going to nullify a nice play for him, but great for the Knights.
They walk it back 10 yards. That's going to make it second down and probably 7. Long 7 to go for Byrd. Ball resting at about the 24-yard line. Lopez under center. And whistles blow. Well, they're going to get the Preston Knights offside. That's going to give the advantage back to Byrd. Second down and only 1.5 yards to go to gain that first down. Lopez in the shotgun. Option read. He takes it outside. Nice tackle made by the Knights. That was big number 75 for Preston. Simpson on the tackle. Robbie Stinson. Sorry about that. Robbie Stinson. Read that play as good as you possibly could. Now he's down on the field. After the tackle, he came back over, walked around a little bit, then went down. I think he might have got a stinger. He's working his shoulder as he comes off the field.
Yeah, trainer's definitely going to want to take a look at that.
Yeah, he made a nice hit on the run, on the
He
ball
did.
carrier. Nice low tackle. First and 10, ball right at the 30-yard stripe. Nice gain that time. Right up the middle by number 23, Jeremiah King. First down. Ball over the 40-yard line in Byrd territory.
They keep the clock moving. They keep the ball moving.
Try to stop him that time. They get a little penetration. Short gain by King. Brought down by a host of Knights. Looks like Remage, number 31. Also, J.J. Townsend back in the game.
Stopped him after a gain of only 1, Terry. 2nd and 9.
Lance comes out of the ball game. Hunter Lance. Knights defensive line stiffening up a little more in this second half. But right outside, he pops out and another flag goes in. Another holding call possibly against Byrd. King, the ball carrier.
Knights did a good job stringing that one out to the near side, Terry. Kept him going east and west instead of north and south.
Riffle on the tackle, along with number 33, Aiden Bischoff. But a holding call sets him back once again. Another 10 yards. So instead of 2nd and 8, it moves it back to 2nd and 15.
Visiting fans not real happy with this turn of events.
Big run up the middle goes King. Almost picks up the first down. He's a hard charging ball carrier. It's hard to bring him down. If you hit him high, he will not go to the ground.
He's all the way out to midfield there. They're going to mark that back at the 49. So just a yard short of midfield.
Third down. They're chewing up the clock here in the third quarter. Back to King. King tries for the first down. I don't believe he got it. Well, it's going to be a really good mark by the far official. I believe the near official is going to, it's not going to, they're going to give him the first down without even measuring. It looked a lot closer than that to me.
It did. From this angle, it did indeed look a lot closer.
So the Eagles chewing up some clock here in the third period with a 21-18 lead over the Preston Knights, and they call timeout. So the Knights come to the sidelines to get instructions from Coach Jonathan Tennant and his staff.
RCB trying to get back on track here. They're trying to establish that dominance up front with their front line and open up big holes for the running game to take advantage of. And they've gone away from Lopez chucking that ball 20 and 25 yards downfield because the Knights have proven to be very adept at defending the pass.
I think they've taken it on themselves to do some ball control this third period and run some clock. They've got the lead. They do not want the ball back in Preston's hands because of the big plays that the Knights have gained on that. I don't think they feel they can cover deep.
Well, and I think the lesson that Byrd learned when Kaiser came to play them at home was that you can't let the other team possess the ball and keep your high-powered offense off the field, especially if you don't have a great secondary. So that might be what they've been hiding.
King, once again, the ball carrier. Another big gain of 7 yards on the play. 76 in there on the tackle for the Knights. That's Timothy Wiles, along with 85. Jacob Gregg on that far side. Linebacker Aiden Bischoff over there helping out. All right, Byrd splits 2 to the near side. This is where you got to watch Lopez. He will chuck one downfield, but they give it right back to King, right up the middle, and he dances his way for a first down inside the Knight 35-yard line. They're going to spot it down right about the 34 with 4:03 on a turning clock here in the third period. Byrd taking their time, letting the clock wind down.
Knights are still in a situation here where if they can get a big play, get a turnover, get a stop.
Once again, King and another holding call as a gang of tacklers finally got a hold of King. He's got to be getting wore down because he's been the workhorse. He's just been tremendous all night long. But the laundry's back out again. And another holding call against Robert C. Byrd.
If anything, you would think that the last couple of weeks' performance where they have really ridden on his back to 2 big victories would be creating a little bit of wear and tear for the talented sophomore. But he seems to be up for the challenge of being the donkey that they're going to ride.
Looks like they brought in Franklin Smouse. And he's going to take the place of King. They're going to give him King, they're going to give him a breather. Smouse is in the game now, and they give the ball to Smouse. He goes nowhere. The Knights defense makes a stand on that left side. Number 52 on the tackle for the Knights. Along with 85, Jacob Gregg. Lopez splits number 24 to the near side. And a give to the first man through, and a good tackle made as a blitz from the left side from Hunter Lance spoils that play.
And that turns 2nd and 15 into 3rd and about 20.
Good job, good read by Hunter Lance. He come firing in from the left side. That running back had nowhere to go, and that's going to be the end of number 34 for Robert C. Byrd. They're going to bring in the big back again. Franklin Smouse is out, and King's back in. Now they're looking downfield, looking to throw. They got a quick slant. He's open, but he's going to be taken down short of the first down marker. Actually, he's
well short. He got about 10 of it back, but they needed 20 for the first down.
Anthony Ramage on the stop, on the coverage on the far side.
And he stood that man up and laid him right down.
Good job by Anthony. So now it's 3rd and 18, but now that's wrong on the scoreboard. It's less than 18, probably about 9. 3rd and 9. But they're discussing something on the field. I'm not sure what. I don't see any flags down.
Well, they stopped the clock with 1:29 on the big board.
Unless there's a flag right behind the other, yeah. A hold against the defense. How does that happen?
Wow.
And that's going to give them a first
That's
down.
huge because that's going to move the sticks.
Wow. I don't know where that call came from. It looked like there was just a tackle made on the far sidelines. I don't see where there could have been a hold over there. Oh, well.
That is going to take the ball inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
They split 2 to the near side of the field. Lopez, quick pitch to King. King trying to break containment. He gets by 1, gets by 2, and walks into the end zone. But a penalty marker is down once again.
Well,
at about the 10 or 12-yard line.
If that's not against the Knights for the hit after he crossed the goal line, we're very, very, very lucky.
The official looked at it. But it was kind of a strange play. It just seemed like King stopped running about the 3, like he saw a flag come out, and he just stopped running, and then the Preston guy just nailed him from the back and drove him into the end zone. I'm not so sure it was a penalty, but it was just strange the way it looked.
Well, the ball's coming back. How far back remains to be seen here, but they're going to place it
it's about,
at the 28.
Yeah, about 1st and 14, 15 yards to go for a first down now. All right, another pitch to King. King once again jukes and jives. Now he's on the outside. He's going to pick up another first down. Finally brought down by a couple, 2 or 3 Knights. 31, J.J. Townsend over there, along with Rummage. And now we got a player on the field.
And that's going to bring a stop in play here, and the trainers will hurry across the way there to check that out.
I'm sure maybe he's cramping up a little bit. They're working on his leg.
Yeah, that was the immediate thing they went for. Looking to see who that might be, and we'll get you a number as soon as we can.
But, it looks like he's just cramping up. They're working on him over there.
Preston, in the meantime, because Byrd was trying to hustle up to the line and get one off quick.
Well, there's only less than 60 seconds remaining in this quarter. They were trying to score quickly.
Yeah, Preston gets the benefit with the stop in play of being able to come over, take a knee, and get some coaching in here. And, again, try to refocus. They're not in the end zone yet. Don't let them in there.
Well, other than the first drive that the Knights had that they picked up a couple first downs on and then it just stalled, the Byrd has taken over this third quarter and just held on to the clock.
Well, they have. They've refocused themselves and gotten back to what they do best, which is just pound that ball straight at you. And now with that, they've been trying to find the edge a little bit here once they got over midfield, and they've been fairly successful. But then penalties have sort of shot them in the foot.
Well, that was Aiden Bischoff down. He's finally got up and come off the field. We're pretty sure he was just cramping up over there. He wasn't happy. He tried to sneak back into the huddle, and they told him to get out of there.
Yeah,
he didn't want to take a play off. Yeah. So they'll get some water in him and get him hydrated a little bit.
Trainers will make sure he's okay before they let him back on the field.
All right, a big play right now. First down, 10 yards to go with time running out here in the period. Back to King, the workhorse. He cuts inside. No, not a short gain. Good job by the Knights defense. Stop made over there by Timothy Wiles. I believe he was the first man to make the hit. A couple other Knights finished him off. time running out. I believe Byrd might let the clock run out here and get into the final period.
Now the Byrd fans who are down on this end of Knight Stadium want to see another play.
All right, here we go. Under center, and the give once again to King. He looks inside, almost lost the ball. And they were wanting a face mask call, and it looks pretty obvious, but I see no laundry. His head snapped around pretty quick, and I didn't see a call.
I think the official was right on the spot there and said that was in reaction almost losing the ball. Terry, you called it earlier. He carries that ball kind of high and loose like a loaf of bread, and the Knights went after it that time and nearly stole the bread sack.
Well, that ends the quarter with the Robert C Byrd Eagles still leading the Preston Knights by a score of 21-18. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back right after this at Knight Stadium.
Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3.
Buck! What do you think you're doing?
I'm just trying to teach these ladies how to play football.
You leave those girls alone and get back to work.
But they want to play.
Hi, Buck. You better get in there and get my winter treads on and check my brakes and change the oil. We have to get to the Preston High football game, you fool.
Rainbow Tire, the tire lady takes care of me.
Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank, too, with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery.
Preston Memorial Hospital offers 4 locations in Preston County to complete your laboratory tests. Our friendly, qualified staff is happy to serve you in Kingwood, Reedsville, Fellowsville, and now our newest location in Brewston Mills at the Brewston Mills Medical Center, where no appointment is necessary as walk-ins are welcome on Mondays from 7 to 5, Tuesdays through Thursday from 7 to 3:30, and 7 to 11 on Fridays. For directions or questions, give us a call at 304-379-1103.
From humble beginnings, Stone Paving has emerged as one of the premier paving companies in the region. Stone Paving has been doing business for nearly 20 years and provides asphalt paving services to residential, commercial, and highway customers. They're pre-qualified with the West Virginia Department of Highways and have a history of meeting the most demanding schedules. Stone Paving has equipment and personnel that can complete any project, and they're committed to providing quality service at a competitive price. When you're planning your next project, call Stone Paving. Become part of the family at Preston Family Pharmacy. It's not just their name, it's their philosophy. They treat you like family.
Whether you've just left the hospital or a routine checkup, make Preston Family Pharmacy your neighborhood pharmacy your next stop. The friendly professional staff at Preston Family Pharmacy will make sure that you get the time and attention you deserve for all your pharmacy needs. Preston Family Pharmacy is currently accepting all patients.
Preston Family Pharmacy, Route 7 across from Walmart, Kingwood. They'll take care of you like family.
We are back at Knight Stadium. Fans are getting cranked up. It's the fourth quarter, and the Knights need to own it. RC Byrd with a 21-18 advantage, and they're knocking on the door down here, but they're down in front of the Knight student section now, so they're going to have to deal with that noise while they attempt to do something here on 3rd and 8.
Well, it's all been the Jeremiah King show here in the 3rd quarter now, starting into the 4th. Pass down in the corner. We have a man defending, and it's incomplete. A nice pass made that time by Lopez, trying to find his wide receiver down in the back of the end zone next to the corner. Good defensive play over there. I believe it was Hunter Lance on the coverage.
Yeah, and Lance up against the big receiver there. He had to kind of climb the ladder.
That brings up 4th down. And Byrd will go for it right now. I think they have a kicker that's got enough leg that they could almost take a field goal here, but they're going to go for it. Now the Knights will take a timeout.
Preston came up, took a look at what Byrd had planned, and wisely they take the timeout and come over to the coach and tell him what they saw, and they talk things over here. And I'm sure they'll get a little help from the press box, from the coaching staff up high who was overlooking that formation. You got to believe that needing 8 yards here, they're going to go to the edge and try to use the combination of power and speed that their running backs have. Lopez is shifty enough, and if you give him the option out on the edge, he could even complete a pass. So the Knights have to be wary of that. We can't just stack the box up full of bodies and try to clog things up. I don't look for him to go up the middle here with this.
I would almost think that they will do a run-pass option with Lopez, try to get him out on the edge and see what he can do from there. When they set up the first time, right before the timeout, they had Nicholas Edwards split to the near side. Now they've shifted him clear to the opposite side of the field. They're out of the stacked eye with King dotting the eye.
Now they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, they did. They didn't like what the Knights had set up on defense. So a chess match between the coach Gorell from Robert C Byrd and Jonathan Tennant continues.
Yeah, these two guys know each other well, and they're both being kind of cagey here. But this is a pivotal moment, Terry. If the Knights can turn Byrd away, I will tell you what, that's going to lift the offense. They're going to get it in gear. They can come down here, and this is the reason Byrd is electing to go for the end zone or try to get the first down close in on 4th down, because a field goal really does them no good, leading by just 3.
King back deep. He's got a deep set. Lopez under center. He looks to give. Now he's going to throw for the end zone. We got a Knight there. Almost an interception. But he knocks it down anyways. So the Knights will take over on downs. A good play over there by 84. Zach Riffle. He could have had the interception in the end zone. I think he just batted it down. And the Knights will take over. Big play by the Preston Knights.
Great defensive stand by Preston. Great strategy by Coach Tennant. I think he just took R.C. Byrd's rook on that play.
Right.
To use your chess analogy.
Here comes the Knights. They split 3 to the near side. Empty backfield. They bring Rosenberger on the sweep. Here he comes on that jet sweep and nowhere to go, and he's going to lose yardage. They were ready for that play. I thought he was going to pull up and throw the ball like he did earlier in the game. He had a man downfield as Riffle was streaking down the near side.
I think the option was there. He just didn't see the opening in time and elected to try and do something with his feet and not able to cash that check with the speed that R.C. Byrd brings out to the edge there.
All right, Gribble dots the I. Trevor Thomas, the give to Gribble, and he will go nowhere. Byrd stiffens up.
He might get a yard.
They can hold on right here. The Knights will be forced to punt deep in their own territory on a turning clock here in the 4th period.
3rd and a long 12. Preston needs to pull something out of their pockets here.
You don't want to take too much of a chance either, because an interception or a run back right here will kill you. So we'll see if Jonathan Tennant plays it close to the vest here deep in his own territory. or whether he tries a long pass to get out of this.
Well, he's not happy with the results of those first two plays.
Here it comes. They've got a man downfield. There he goes. And a good defensive play. They were trying to find Rosenberger, and they had him blanketed. They had him boxed from both sides.
Pass was a good one, coming in out about the 36-yard line, but good defensive play there for Byrd, and that's going to force the Knights into a 4th and 13 situation.
Now they're forced to punt from their own end zone. Really no one back for Byrd. I'm not real sure. Now they drop King a little bit, but he's only at the 20-yard line. We'll see what kind of kick we get out of there. And they didn't even cover the punt.
And the Knights get a great roll. That one's going beyond the 45, down to the 44, and on to about the 43.5-yard line. So that's going to be well out of the hole there for Preston.
Good job by Jesse Gribble to get that ball out of there, and they got a good roll.
That's the second really good punt off the foot of Gribble, and just when the Knights really needed it.
It was kind of strange that Robert C. Byrd didn't even put anybody back deep to field that punt. They just kind of let it go. All right, here we go. 9:57 remaining on the clock. We've got to stop Byrd. They're going to try to eat up some yardage here and run this clock out. What a hard runner King is. You just cannot bring him down. If you try to tackle him high, you're not going to get him on the ground. He got away from 2-3 players that time, pick up 9 yards. So a big first down play. Second down and a yard, maybe a yard and a half to go for Byrd. Inside Preston, inside the 50-yard line of Preston. Ball setting around the 47-yard line. Give again to King. King weaves his way through the line. Now he finally breaks out of there. Big gainer from King as he just juked and jived his way into the center of the hole and then just busted out of there for a big gain. First down as they're starting to wear down the defensive line of the Knights.
Well, they have kept Preston out there for a long time. 3 and out wasn't much of a break for the defenders. And, of course, Preston has a lot of guys that go both ways, and they're tough. But you get to this point in the game, that has to wear on you. The good news is Byrd doesn't have that many guys over there on their sideline either.
There goes King, and he finally breaks through, and he's going to score this time. Walks it into the end zone. 3 straight runs by Jeremiah King, and that's all it took for Robert C. Byrd to gain advantage here in the final period. Coach Josh Grell just put it all on the back of number 23, Jeremiah King.
Well, and you can tell that King wants the ball. He's hungry for it. Now, this may be the most important play of the evening for Byrd right here, because this extra point gives them the bonus of a little bit more cushion.
And it's good. Yep.
Young man's been perfect tonight.
Longer beam. He's done a fine job at extra points and kickoffs for Byrd tonight.
Now it's a 10-point buffer for Byrd. So the Knights will need 2 scores to draw even or go ahead. And with just 8 minutes and 41 seconds to go, they're going to have to go a little bit up tempo here with this first possession while still maintaining a consistent drive. unless they can see their way to another big play, and you don't want to have to depend on that, but unless they can see their way to another big play, it's going to take a lot of time off the clock, and then they're going to absolutely have to stand their ground and stop Byrd quickly.
They have number 14 Rosenberger's number right now. We saw on that last long pass play that the Knights set up, they had him bracketed all the way up the field. They're going to have to look for some other receiver to step up and get wide open here.
Somebody has to provide a little relief there. Maybe they could run some kind of a crossing route to get him open, strip a defender off of him enough to get a catch and room to run. But all that is moot. The Knights have got to secure this kickoff and then do something with the ball after that.
Now they've got to watch for an onside pooch kick. They did that before, but they kick it deep. They're going to kick it right to Rosenberger. So let's see if we can set up the wall. He's patient, but no, he's not going to get out of there. Good coverage downfield by the Eagles. Ball out to about the 27-yard lines where the Knights will start here on this final drive, or we hope it's not the final drive. But we got to move quickly. We got to have 2 scores. We got to get going. Can't be waiting around. Trevor Thomas into the huddle. Brings the Knights to the line. We got that three wide receiver set on this side once again. We got Jesse Gribble in the backfield. This time on the quick slant, they got Hunter Lance. Lance breaks across for a good 4 or 5 yard gain. Nice play.
Exactly what we were talking about, Terry. Somebody has to step up and make a play.
Bird's going to give him that short crossing route. Try to keep him in front. They don't want to give up the big play to Rosenberger deep. But right now he's got man coverage. Be a good time to go. Now they hit him in the flat. Here he comes. He's open. Little stutter step. He's finally brought down by number 15. That was Micaiah Payne for the first down for the Knights.
That is a big first down for Preston. Gets the drive off and moving, gets the ball out near midfield. Now let's see what Coach Tennant has in his pocket here for the offense to try and execute.
Put Lance in motion to the far side. Got trips on the far side and Rosenberger to the near side. They're looking for Rosenberger, and it was a give and go. Now they're going to try to hit Jesse Gribble out of the backfield. That was incomplete.
Nice attempt at getting Gribble in open space and getting the ball to him there. I like it.
Their first option was to try to go to Rosenberger. He kind of with a little stutter step tried to get deep, but they had too deep coverage on him that time. He's looking again, nobody there. Now he's going to roll. Looking downfield, finally flips it to the 40-yard line, a little bit low. That was intended for Jackson Lewis. Trevor Thomas was on the run at that point. Had a lot of pressure in his face, had to get out of there. Thought he had a good crossing route to Lewis, but just didn't happen.
Did a nice job keeping his composure there, checking off, finding another receiver.
Knights set it up. They're looking downfield, and they're going to throw deep. And right again, Rosenberger on the sidelines. Did he get a foot in? No, they're going to say he was out of bounds. Makes the catch. And now a flag. And they're going to get the Robert C Byrd player for a little taunting. for no reason. That's going to give the Knights a first down.
Oh, and that's going to draw some heat from the RCB sideline. That young man is looking to hide right now.
That's an unsportsmanlike conduct. It'll give him a first down. Lance, at that time, Trevor Thomas hit Rosenberger deep downfield. Just couldn't keep 1 foot in bounds. Just couldn't keep one foot in bounds, so a little bit of taunting that time after the play. So that's going to give the Knights a first down. Right at the 37-yard line of Robert C. Byrd. They bring Lance and Rosenberger. Now they split Rosenberger to the opposite side. They set up trips on the far side with Hunter Lance to the near side.
Stop in play with 6:47 remaining. And I'm not sure what the officials are coming together to confer about. Coach Tennant slipping out there, trying to get some idea. And the officials just turn their back and walk away.
Well, they don't want to hear from Coach Tennant right now.
No, and they don't want to answer any questions either.
Coach Tommy Chandler down there with him. All these assistant coaches for the Knights do a good job. Bucky Forbes, Bobby Lance, Chris Gregg, Donovan Knotts, and Ronnie Dumeyer.
Nice to have a full complement of coaches for the Knights, and it does show in the improvement of some of especially the skilled players, but across the board. All right, 1st and 10 for Preston. Nose of the ball to 37. Official still guarding it.
All right, here we go. Trevor Thomas is back, bracketed by Jesse Gribble. Looking at that 3-deep zone. Now he's going to have to run with the ball, and brought down after about a yard gain. Good play that time by number 44 from Robert C. Byrd, Trace Wagner. Sophomore, 6'1", 215 pounds. Playing that defensive end position tonight for Byrd. Made a good read on that play. Cut Trevor down after a short game.
2nd down, a long 9.
Lance to the near side. They're looking Lance's way, but they've got him. That time a quick play up the middle by Byrd, and it was once again number 44 for Robert C. Byrd. That was Trace Wagner. He limps off the field. No, he's still out there, but looked like he maybe twisted his ankle just a little bit.
Now this will bring up a 3rd and 15.
It's not over.
Preston going in the wrong direction, though. They can see the promised land. They just can't get there.
Well, we're going to have to block a little better for Thomas so he can get the ball downfield. Now they hit Rosenberger. He spins out of it. A good gain. He's going to pick up, it's going to leave him only about 5 yards to go for a first down now. So he picked up a good solid 10 yards on that play, Steve.
But it brings up a 4th down.
That's a big play with time running out. They have to go for it. We've got to have another score and somehow get an onside kick to get in this game. That last touchdown by King really salted it away for Robert C. Byrd. They're back and they get the 5 yards. If they give him forward progress, which they did not, it's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, officials are talking it over down along the sidelines.
I think if they give him the spot where he is right now, it's going to be really close to a first down.
Well, and he nearly.
And they're going to bring over and measure this because it's that close. He almost marked it way deeper than that, and then they conferred.
I thought when the catch was made, he was nearly at the 31-yard line, the 26-yard line, and then got driven back. Didn't run back trying to escape or circle around. So they've marked it well short of that, but still close.
Yep. We'll see how the measurement comes out here if we can get a good view of it. First down.
First down, Preston.
Big first down for the Knights. Time running out. They've got to get in the end zone here with only 4:46 remaining in the game. So we need to go quickly. I would look for a couple crossing routes and see if we can target somebody like Brendan, he's been more or less a decoy all night for the Knights. He's not got anything thrown at him. Hunter Lance split to the near side of the field. Back is Thomas. Thomas looking deep. Almost an interception. And yes, it was Mr. King on the coverage. He tried to go on a slant to Rosenberger, and King said, I'm not going to have anything to do with that. He just jumped the route.
2nd and 10. Preston trying to get a lot of different bodies into the mix here offensively. You got to like that, Terry.
Now we throw deep once again, and now it's intercepted. Threw right to Jeremiah King. He was waiting for that. Good read by King, and that's it's going to be hard to get back in this game now. King.
It was a long crossing route there, Terry, and throwing back across your body like that, any quarterback will tell you that's not the throw you want to be making in that situation.
We got a flag. So I'm not sure what.
Of course.
Let's see what happens here. Are they going to call a hold?
Well, more of those have been on Byrd than on the Knights in crucial situations here tonight, but anything's possible.
Well, first down for the Knights. I am not sure what the call was.
Personal foul, so evidently it occurred before the interception. I don't know how you get the ball back otherwise.
It had to. It had to be on this sideline against Hunter Lance. I didn't see what happened exactly. I don't know if he cut him down. Anyways, the Knights have the ball back. They still got a chance here with 4:23 remaining. Another flag against Byrd.
They're well into the red zone here now, Terry. So they're in striking distance. Got to keep their wits about them. Put themselves in position to make the easy throws or the easy runs.
Thomas back in a shotgun. He throws out quick screen to Rosenberger, who picks up short yardage.
He's going to be down inside the 10.
Rosenberger trying to get some extra yardage. He didn't feel like he was on the ground. He was on top of other players, so he was trying to scramble to get extra yardage. Of course, the whistle had blown.
I think you could hear the RCB fans down here.
Not happy about
they're not very appreciative of his effort in that regard.
All right. Rummage in the backfield. They're setting the eye, and they give a quick pitch to Rummage. He cuts it inside. He's going to gain about 3 yards.
Yeah, about 3 on the play there.
It's going to bring up short yardage. 3rd down. Good design play that time. He cut it up right when he needed to. Back comes Thomas into the huddle. 3:08 on a turning clock. Rummage in the backfield. He's got number 33 back there with him, Aiden Bischoff. To give to Rummage. Rummage puts it inside, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. Down to about the 3.5-yard line for the Knights. The time's running out. They got to get in the end zone now. Back comes Jesse Gribble out. He's going to take Rummage's place. They'll start the clock here on the snap as soon as the ball's put down.
Yeah, they start it when the ball's marked. Knights need to be ready to go.
They're ready. Here we go. Give to Gribble, and he is inside the 2, down to about the 1-yard line.
Held up, but great 2nd and even 3rd effort by Jesse Gribble. As the clock turns down to the 2.5-minute mark, he gets it inched a little closer to pay dirt, but
they actually mark it at the 2, so they set it back just a little bit.
2nd and goal.
Let's see what Gribble can do here. They give to Bischoff right up the front, and now we get a flag. I saw it come flying in from the opposite side. We may have a holding call against the Knights. Yep. What they didn't need. That's going to set them back 10.
Preston has had a very workmanlike drive going here. Haven't been making mistakes. Made a big one there.
All right, offensive coordinator Tommy Chandler's got to come up with a play to get us in the end zone here with time running out. Why is the clock running here on a stop play?
Yeah, the official called the clock into motion there.
I don't understand that.
Knights have got to go up to the line quickly here, get something going.
That shouldn't have started on a penalty.
Got to get set.
All right, they rush the quarterback, Trevor Thomas. Now he looks downfield. He's got a man down there, but good coverage in the corner of the end zone. And a Knight player down, so that will stop the clock. I really don't understand why time ran out on a penalty. I would think that wouldn't have started till the snap of the ball.
Yeah, normally if there's a stoppage in play, they'll spot the ball for play and they'll wind the clock when the ball is spotted, not when it's snapped. But after a penalty, I don't know of a penalty where the ball is spotted.
Well, we're down to 129. The receiver went down hard over there in the corner of the end zone, and they're attending to him right now.
3rd and goal from the 12-yard line, but more importantly to see to the safety and the condition of whoever that was across the way, and I haven't got a number for you, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. (28-18), a 10-point deficit, and the clock winding down here at Knight Stadium. 1:29 to go. Time as much of an enemy as the RC Byrd Eagles at this point, Terry.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. We needed to get in the end zone quickly because We're going to have to try another onside kick here.
Well, the Knights took over with just under 3.5 minutes to go and had opportunities all the way down to the 2-yard line before that penalty, which was really kind of a drive killer, a momentum killer right there. But still with an opportunity here. You would hope they could go quickly, get to the end zone, and then still have some time for the obvious ensuing onside kick. And player on his feet across the way over there. I'm still looking to get a number.
Haven't been able to pick it up yet.
Let's see who that is.
He's walking over here under his own power. Is that Rummage? No, can't tell.
Number 20.
20, okay. That's Jackson Lewis. Jackson's made some good plays for the Knights tonight. He tried to go up there and climb the ladder to get that ball, but he came down hard on his back.
We need to get him one of those sneaky little 4-foot ladders. They're light, they're easy to carry in that situation.
Hunter Lance and Rosenberger split to the near side. Trevor Thomas, he's in the shotgun. Now he's going to throw for the corner. Rosenberger's there. Touchdown! What a pass by Trevor Thomas into the corner to Colton Rosenberger.
That was tremendous all the way from the far hash mark.
Oh, we have a flag down.
Well, of course we do.
Now they're going to call legal procedure against the Knights. So those points will come off the board.
Wow.
This has been a flag fest.
And it looked like the Knights got set. That was a dead ball. Clock starts on the snap. I didn't see anybody in motion.
No.
And apparently
That
Jonathan Tennant didn't either, because he's out there questioning this one.
How did you call procedure? They should have called that. Play should have been blown dead.
And if you were going to call procedure, why did you wait till after the play was finished?
Play should have been called dead. Oh well. It's been a flag fest both ways tonight.
That one really stings, though.
Yes, it does. All right, Knights still have 1:22 on the clock here in the fourth period. They're going to have to come up with something else. They're going to be looking for that corner pass now. And they're going to be blitzing Trevor Thomas. Here he comes. All right, up the middle. Now he's got to run. And he takes it out of bounds with about 1 minute 13 remaining. And that brings up fourth down. 4th and goal.
So now it's Byrd defending the goal line, but the Knights with their backs against the wall here. Needing a big play, needing it now. 4th and goal. You got no first downs to achieve. You got nothing to do but put it in the end zone. And
yeah, if you've got a secret play dialed up for this type of play in the game, you better come up with it. Little trickery never hurt anyone down this deep. Maybe a reverse pass or go back to that halfback pass that they used a little earlier with Rosenberger throwing the ball. Something a little different. I'm sure they'll double cover Rosenberger wherever he's at. So one of these other wide receivers are going to have to make a play.
You would have to think that Rosenberger is going to draw attention from 2 of the better RC Byrd defenders. You lost a receiver to a hard landing over on the far side a couple plays ago. So who do we have left in the barn that can go?
Well, it looks like 20's back in the game after he was out.
Good news all around there.
Trips to the near side or the far side, and they bring Rosenberger And now we get a timeout, Knights. They brought Rosenberger in motion, and I thought the play was going to go, but Tennant called a quick timeout. He saw something he didn't like.
Well, or perhaps he saw something he wants to exploit. Maybe the motion uncovered something. And he wants to see how Byrd will react if he does a little tweak to the play. The gamesmanship continues at Knight Stadium.
All right, this time they bring Rosenberger to the near side of the field, along with Jackson Lewis, who had went out earlier. Now they switch positions. Fourth down, Trevor Thomas in the shotgun. This could end the game for the Knights. They get the ball to Rosenberger, and he's going to throw. He's got a man down there, and he drops it. Perfectly designed play. He had a receiver in the end zone, and the young man just couldn't hold on. And I believe that was Jackson Lewis.
Ball was gunned in there pretty hot, but Lewis with an opportunity. And I think it was one of those you got to catch it before you can score deals, and he was worried about getting in the end zone.
He was in there. He had his feet planted firmly in the end zone. I think he got a push in the back right as the ball hit his hands, and it probably distracted him. But he still could have come down with it. Well, it's 28-18 with only 1 minute and 6 seconds. I'm sure Byrd can run the clock out at this point and walk out of here with a hard-fought victory. And it wasn't easy, Steve, not at all.
No, the good news is you saw the Knights become resurgent after that debacle of a first period. They really got their heads on straight. They got their focus back. They got their momentum going. And they have played a game against a team here not too unlike themselves, but with an abundance of talent where it really counts. And the Knights tonight, I think, showed their fans some talent in places where we hadn't seen it before, or hadn't seen the Knights be able to take advantage of it.
Well, give all the credit to Robert C. Byrd and give a lot of credit to that Jeremiah King, who just was an awesome running back tonight. He was hard to stop all night long. He probably has 250 yards running tonight easily.
I'm not sure, but whatever he adds to his total, it will just continue to heighten the hype. And I don't want to put any pressure on a sophomore, but heighten the this will be something that will be part of his legend.
Oh, that's right.
As a high school running back, and I will tell you, it's not the last time we're going to hear that name, but there are going to be a lot of people around the great state of West Virginia that are going to be paying attention to this youngster.
Yep, and we got to give some credit to the Knights tonight. Trevor Thomas at quarterback. I mean, he's laid some bombs down there tonight to Rosenberger. It looked like an air raid attack that the Knights will keep continuing on to do.
I think they made great strides this week in something that eluded them last week, and that is cohesiveness of the passing attack. He really got synced up with the receivers, and it wasn't just Rosenberg. He was able to get that ball out to a number of different receivers.
Jackson Lewis.
Yeah, and difficult to see that ball drop on the ground there at the end. But the Knights put themselves in position to move forward here.
I'd like to see them make that score and then see what happened on the onside kick to see if they could have got that, made it interesting right at the end. But that wasn't the way it was going to happen. So
what can you say except, the Knights are going to keep on fighting. It may be an uphill battle. It may be a little bit of a struggle. But they're going to continue to move forward here, and we're going to be with them all the way. They will have a home game Buckwheat Festival weekend, Terry.
Yeah.
That's probably not my favorite thing to see because there's so much going on in town.
Right.
And then you ask folks to come out here on Friday evening for a ball game. It's not like the old days when it was the Buckwheat Bowl downtown, but I still call it the Buckwheat Bowl.
Right.
I don't know how the guys over at the fire department will take that, but guys, I'm sorry. It's Kingwood. It's Buckwheat Festival. Doggone it, it's the Buckwheat Bowl. So we will be back on Friday when the Knights are next in action here at Knights Stadium. We'll be here with coverage of a lot of Buckwheat Festival activity, the parades all next week. Get your feed bag on, lots of good food on the midway, and, of course, the delicious buckwheat cakes. Until then, for Terry Cochran, for Rick Walker, for Dave Brown, Bob Meisner, Dan Sims, the whole crew here tonight, thanks you for tuning in to watch this edition of Preston Knight Varsity Basketball on Hometown TV. Basketball. I'm thinking ahead. Basketball coach caught me outside there during the break. Preston Knight Varsity Football. Basketball later, folks.
There we go.
Football and Buckwheat Festival now. And we'll see you when we see you around town and on the air on Hometown TV. But for now, good night.
He's looking for them buckwheat cakes.